Hello there and welcome into a beautiful Cougar Stadium on a Saturday night, a crisp 75 degrees as we get ready for college football here on the Cougar Sports Network and SoCalCollegeSports.com. COC and Fullerton, a top 25 matchup here from Cougar Stadium. I'm Matt Robinson along with Jesse Munoz, our sports information director. Happy to have you in as always with us. And Jesse, should be a pretty good matchup here tonight. Cougars ranked 4th in the state polls. Fullerton ranked 14th in the state polls. Two very good teams clashing here
Absolutely
today.
Right, Matt. Tonight we're going to get a test. The first test for the Cougars coming into this game 2-0, two dominant performances on the defensive side of the ball. Offense wasn't that shabby either, but this is, like you said, a number 14 team coming into Cougar Stadium. This is going to be a good one.
And we'll talk about that performance from last week for COC. A resounding win over Southwestern, a 43-7 victory for the Cougars here at Cougar Stadium. Our first look at them here at home last week. Josh Smith, 2 TD receptions, 94 yards on 4 catches, had an impressive game. The defense was even better, held Southwestern to just 36 rushing yards, had 4 interceptions in the ballgame. It was just an all-around great performance from COC.
100%. That was definitely the most impressive part, I think, of last week's victory. Defensive coordinator Dan Corbett continues to do a tremendous job with his unit year in and year out. And I'll tell you, Matt, they stuffed the holes up front. The linebackers swarmed to the ball, and the secondary roams, prowls, pounces, and picks. You saw one right there. That was 1 of 4 from last week. 3 in the opener versus ABC. When you win the turnover battle like that, good things are going to happen for your squad.
We talk about this week's matchup going against number 14 Fullerton, the first real test of the year for COC. And we want to talk about the defense first. Everybody always wants to talk about offense first. Offense is the lightning. They're the flash. The defense this year, they're really the real filler. They're the substance. They're kind of the bangers. And they're big boys this year. Not just the 52 guys on the roster. You talk about 39 guys 6 foot or above, and 34 of them have made significant contributions so far this season.
We talked about it last week. This is a deep football team with a lot of talent, a lot of athletic ability, and these guys fly around to the ball. Brian Snoke, one of those guys last week. Joshua Christopher's made his mark. DQ Ladson, the list goes on, and we're going to name a lot of those guys as we get going. But 100%, the offense thus far has led the charge.
This reminds me of a defense from 03, 04, 05, 3 very good years of defense. On the other side of the ball for COC, the offense, while it's not blowing up the numbers, it's still really efficient, 61% on touchdowns in the red zone. And they've been led by Chaden Perry, who hasn't had a lot of action but has looked good when he's had the opportunity.
Yeah, Perry has been tremendous, and you know what? The quarterbacks behind him have been equally as efficient. I'll tell you the part that I like the most. The Cougars have shown the ability to run the ball at all points of the field this year. We've seen the jumbo package on the goal line. We love that. That's always exciting. But to be able to line up and throw out a seemingly endless rotation of running backs out there. There was 9 different Cougars that recorded carries last week. That does not include QB rush attempts or the carry that went to Steven Eakins.
Which was the carry of the night.
Carry of the night, and I had a chance to talk to him on the sideline. He's raring to get another one. But like I said, running backs coach Allende Bomani has his guys prepped and raring to go week in and week out.
And they're deep. Like we said, David Banks, Samaj Freeman, J.D. Sumlin, Anthony Spearman. You go down the list, and there's a lot of guys that can run. On the other side for Fullerton, coming in off of a very uncharacteristic early season loss at home against Cerritos. Fullerton, usually known for a really good defense, had some struggles last week. They did good on the offensive side, threw the ball, but gave up 502 yards of offense, 326 of those through the air, trying to turn it around this week against COC.
You said it. Excuse me. You said it right there, Matt. Trying to come in, turn things around, probably a little bit angry, suffered that home loss last night. That's a little bit uncharacteristic for them. So we'll see what they bring to the table. Any program worth its merit is going to go up, back to the film room on Monday and try and clean those things up.
It should be an interesting game in terms of the ground game here today between these two teams. Fullerton has been very good on the ground offensively, 228 yards, 5th best in the state of California. COC, 218 yards on average, 9th best in the state of California. Both very efficient at scoring touchdowns in the red zone. I think it's going to come down to who makes stops on defense, especially on the ground.
Definitely defense, and don't forget special teams. Last year, Ty Morrison, 5 for 5 in field goal attempts, and that was really the difference when these two teams locked horns week 3 of the 2021 campaign. So again, this is going to be a battle for points. Last year, Canyons was up 10-0 in the first quarter. That proved to be the difference as the two teams just traded field goals and possessions the rest of the way. So hey, let's buckle up. This is going to be a good one.
For the Hornets, the road win means a big win over a difficult opponent on the road near the top 10 in the state. It should push them back up. Signals early that they are here to play and indeed vie for a Southern California and a state title. For the Cougars, it would be just their 3rd 3-0 start since 2010, and that team started 3-0. They've started 3-0 7 times since the program came back. and including 3 straight from 03 to 05, which, of course, 04 national championship team. So looking like maybe we've got something building if you can go 3-0. We're going to step aside for now. We'll have a break. We'll come back. We'll have the opening kickoff here from Cougar Stadium. COC Fullerton next.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments, time with friends, lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's, be a sub above.
College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Welcome back into Cougar Stadium as we get ready on the Cougar Sports Network, SoCalCollegeSports.com, and on replay on Monday night on SCV TV as well. As we've got the Cougars and Fullerton here from Cougar Stadium. Cougars won the toss, deferred their option to the second half, so Fullerton will get the ball first on offense, Jesse, as we are just about ready to go here.
This is going to be a good one, Matt. We already talked about the defense, prepped, rearing to go. A lot of names, a lot of bodies out there. And like you said, this Fullerton team, perennially a strong, competitive program that's going to vie for a conference and state championship. So, again, two powerhouse is here tonight under the lights at Cougar Stadium.
As Ty Morrison will kick it away when he comes out onto the field here, as we'll be ready to go, trying to see who's back to receive for Fullerton. Can't tell because, of course, they're standing sideways, and I can't read the numbers. It looks like it might be Brandon Nunez, and I can't tell if it's a 2 or a 20-something. Might be. We'll just wait and see here. But either way, Ty Morrison will kick it away as we're just about ready to go. COC and Fullerton here on a Saturday night, a top 25 battle in the SCFA and the 3C2A. So it'll be Christian Stewart back to receive along with Christian Cross for Fullerton as Morrison will kick it away. It's a low wobbling kick taken at the 5-yard line by Cross. He'll bring it up across the 20, has a little bit of a hole and got knocked down at the 35-yard line. A bit of an hard tackle by one of the Cougars, but was able to slow him up and bring him down.
Yeah, Coy Mortensen was the first one there, and then his friends were quick to join him. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
As we'll get the first drive of the day for Fullerton, we expect Josh Calvin to lead them out onto the field, the 3-star dual-threat recruit from Mayfair High School in Lakewood, California, has been their starter for most of the year, and he indeed trots them out onto the field as we will get going. Calvin this year, 22 for 45, 356 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. The sophomore who signed and went to Utah State in 2019 and 2020, back here at Fullerton College, back near his hometown. Cougars set up in a 4-3 defense, it looks here. Actually, it might be a nickel defense. And immediately a flag and a whistle. And I believe we might have a delay of game here. So Fullerton takes too much time. So it'll be 1st and 15, so bad start for Fullerton on offense here, Jesse.
Yeah, that's one of those ones as a head coach you just hate to see happen. You come out, the emotions are high, you're prepped, you're ready to go. You would think there would be no delay to want to get things going. One of those just unfortunate circumstances for the Hornets.
Gibson is the wide man on the near side for Fullerton. They'll look his way. Instead, Calvin will tuck it and run, and he takes a hit right at the 35-yard line, so he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. First man in on the tackle for COC was Cole Bullock.
Cole Bullock, another one of those dudes we talked about, seemingly always around the ball and not afraid to come up and lay the hit when he needs to. And this whole Cougar linebacking unit has been tremendous to start the season. Like you said, you're going to see a lot of bodies flying around.
It'll be 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 35-yard line, the original line of scrimmage. So Calvin a 5-yard gain after the initial penalty. And we'll go 2nd down and 10 from, as we said, the 35. Calvin in the shotgun has a back behind him. We'll put a man in motion as they'll go to work. They'll hand off, ball on the inside. Not much room to run for the back that time, as it was Tyrell Green Jr., and he was hit by a plethora of Cougars. I couldn't see who the first man in was, Jesse.
That's going to be number 4, Brian Snoke, first to the ball. But watch how he just, holds them up and waits for the other guys to get there. It's like a pack of wolves, or Cougars as it may be, swarming, trying to get a piece of their prey.
So a 3-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and long. We'll go from the 38-yard line. 7 yards to get the line to gain for Fullerton here. As Green Jr. in the backfield along with Calvin. 2 receivers split out to each side. Green Jr. in motion. Calvin going to throw, wants to dump it off underneath. Cougars trying to get to him, and they will before the 40-yard line. A bunch of bodies in there on the tackle. First man in on the hit, Joshua Obasui.
And look at Brian Snoke right there to join him. Now, it looked like Fullerton had this scheme correctly. The blocks were there. But the ability you're going to see right here just to fight through, find a little crease, come in there, and make the stop. That's a tremendous job. Get your team off the field, and let's see what this offense can do.
It's Brian Snoke in there first. So Fullerton will punt for the first time today. Luke Bamana is the punter for Fullerton. 8 punts, 215 yards, averages 31.4 yards per kick so far this year. Cougars with a couple men standing back near their own 20-yard line. Look like one is Calvin Littles. The other, I think, is Zion Slade on the near side as the punt is muffed, and falling down back at the 30 or 25-yard line is Mamana, and the Cougars are going to get great field position here, Jesse, for their first drive of the game.
That is a huge break for College of the Canyons, and like we talked about, those little things that turn the tide in a game like this. Another big special teams play, a bit of a miscue from the Hornets side. Cougars are right there to take advantage of it. And here we go, short field. Let's see what this offense can do.
And it was just a bad snap from the long snapper that time for Fullerton. You saw that there was not much Mamana could do to try and get his hands on it, and then just stumbled trying to make a play.
So now if you're Fullerton, you're telling your side, hey, let's settle down. That's 2 early miscues. That's a penalty we didn't need on first down, and now that's a special teams gaffe that could come back to haunt us.
Caden Perry, the transfer from Georgia Tech, leads the Cougars out onto the field, played his high school football at Sierra Canyon. He'll hand off here on first down. No, he'll throw. Nearly intercepted, and actually it is taken away. Stalen Streeter runs right into the pass, and he's going to take it to the house for a Fullerton touchdown. First throw of the game for Caden Perry, a pick 6. Goes 70 or 65 yards, and Fullerton with a 6-0 lead.
And just like that, the tides have turned. I mean, like you said, just a ball that was a little ill-timed. You're going to see the defender just jump in front of it. Nice job concentrating, keeping it, balling it and bringing it in. But after that, there's no one in front of him. And so Fullerton, if you, like we talked about, those couple of gaffes there, you pick yourself right up off the mat. And here it's a 6-0 ball game.
They're going to go for 2, try and make it an 8-0 ball game. As back out onto the field is Calvin, has a back in the backfield with him in Garnett Davis III. So Fullerton going to try and go for 2. Cougars defense going to have to get busy to try and keep it a 6-0 game. They'll send a man in motion. Calvin claps his hands, fakes a throw, spins around, still looking, tosses one up for the end zone, but it's going to go out of play. So it's incomplete. So it's a 6-0 Fullerton lead. It's bad for COC, but it could be worse. Could be 8-0, and the Cougars will get the ball right back.
Yeah, the Hornets showing some early aggressiveness there. And again, like we already talked about, every point is meaningful. Every point's going to count. So you like the risk there to try and extend that momentum, get the extra points. Flip side of that coin is this could come back to haunt you in a close ball game. Now you're missing that PAT. Hey, we'll see how it all shakes out.
So, good news, if you're COC, yeah, you give up 6. You don't give up an extra 2. And you get the ball right back, go back to work.
Yeah, you didn't even get a chance to showcase your offense at all. Like you said, one of those things just ill-timed. Looked like probably something the Hornets had seen on tape and were ready for. You anticipate it, good things happen. And they were off and running the other way.
Jonathan Forbear's the kicker for Fullerton, the freshman out of Lighthouse Christian High School from Santa Monica, California. Will kick it away. The Cougars will have, I believe, Calvin Littles and Jordan Anderson back there. That's been the kick return team for most of the season this year. And actually, I think it's Jordan Anderson along with Anthony Spearman back there to receive here as Forbear will kick it away. So an early 6-0 lead for Fullerton, not even 3 minutes into the ball game, came off a pick 6. As Forbear's kick off to the right side of the field will actually go out of play, and so the Cougars will get great field position off the kickoff. It'll go back out to the 40-yard line.
And like we talked about, it's so early on here. You don't like to see that, but plenty of time. Settle, regain your composure, come back out. This offense is confident. They know what they can do. They know what they have the ability. It's going to be just a matter of finding the rhythm and executing.
And I'm sorry, I spotted it at the 40. It's the 35. I think it's the 40 in the NFL, which is probably where I'm confused. So the Cougars will get the ball at the 35-yard line, and we'll go back to work. So Caden Perry will lead them back out. He'll have Anthony Spearman in the backfield with him here to start. 3 receivers out to the near side. We'll see what the Cougars decide to do here on their second first down of the ball game and just their second play from the offensive scrimmage. They'll throw on the outside, pass caught. It's Joshua Littleberry, and he's near the sticks, maybe 2 yards short. Now it looks like they're going to spot him right on the numbers, so it's a first down, second pass of the ball game for Caden Perry that time.
But you see again the Hornet secondary right there, ready to jump those routes. Again, I think this is something they have prepped for, and already that was 2 close calls, like you said, the completion on that one. But they are primed and waiting for those.
An official's timeout, I think. They respotted the football. They had initially moved the chains, and now they spot it 2 yards short. So it's an 8-yard gain on first down, and the Cougars will back to work on 2nd and 2. They'll hand off to Spearman this time. He's got a hole. The big body's up front doing a nice job, and he's across midfield. Late flags out on the field, and I think it's going to go against COC for a couple of late blocks. I think Stephen Eakins on the far side of the field was a little bit too aggressive.
Stephen Eakins, one of those leaders that we talked about real quick. I'll go ahead and shout him out. He is the current COC Student Athlete of the Week for the men's side based on his performance at Southwestern last week. And again, can't say enough about all these guys up front. He was just the one that shined the brightest last week. But these guys do an amazing job, well coached by Mark Dumlau, offensive line and run game coordinator, getting these guys prepped every week. And that's really what drives this Cougar offense, Matt.
So it'll be 2nd down and call it about 7 here, as it's a 15-yard personal foul penalty on Eakins for blocking a defender out of play. And the Cougars will go on 2nd down and long here. So it negates a run from Spearman. He'll stay out there on the field. Perry in the shotgun with a tight end package in there for COC. Will hand to Spearman this time. Hit in the backfield and brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a big loss. All the way back to the original line of scrimmage at the 35-yard line. And the Cougars will have 3rd and 10 here.
Yeah, nothing doing there. So it'll be interesting to see what the offense wants to dial up here. Obviously, you need a big chunk play. You want to try and extend this drive. So far, nothing really clicking here, Matt.
Yeah, you've had a decent run that got negated from a penalty and an 8-yard pass and a pick 6. So that's about all you've had so far here early on. It's the first 3rd down of the ball game for COC. Perry in the backfield with Spearman to his left. Will throw here on 3rd and 10. Throws it underneath a little bit, and Littleberry kind of diving to try and get there. Had the sticks, but the pass just too far out in front.
Yeah, had the sticks and had some space to, like you said, if he could have gotten that ball to him, that's a first down. So, again, now the flip side, Ted Eisen has got to rally his troops over here, get them refocused. Again, nothing is lost, but obviously the Cougars are going to have to make some adjustments here.
Still early in the ball game, just underway, a little less than 5 minutes in. Ty Morrison will kick this one away. Back to receive for Fullerton is Jordan Smith. Morrison's been pretty good from the punting duties this year. As this one, a good punt, wobbling. It's going to be taken at the 25 by Smith, and he's brought down on a tackle. A good shoestring tackle that time by Jordan Little, and Fullerton will take over at their own 31-yard line.
Yeah, we're going to see the replay here. Morrison gets the punt off, and the coverage is there, even though blocked down the field. We're going to see who finally gets him. I think that was 27, who just did a nice job.
That was actually Samaj Williams.
Yeah, did a nice job of just breaking down, shutting his defender, shutting the blocker and getting to the ball carrier.
Apologize. I was looking at the Fullerton side. Both teams wear blue and yellow, so my boards are a little mixed today. So we go to work for Josh Calvin on 1st down, once again for Fullerton, leading 6-0. The Fullerton offense went 3 and out on their first drive and then missed on a 2-point conversion after the pick 6. So the defense, the only one to score so far, run on 1st down and a 5-yard gain after initially hit. That time for Tyrell Green Jr. That's a good run from Green Jr. that time.
Yeah, just getting up there, making the most of it, falling forward, capturing that momentum. I want to say Green Jr. last week was the key to the offense, had 161 rushing yards. And, again, they came up a little bit short, but he was definitely impactful out there.
Yeah, 272 yards on 23 carries coming into the game today. They're going to throw with Calvin here. Pass nearly intercepted. It was behind the intended target of C.J. Broy. And one of the Cougars, I think it was Ashton Thomas.
Yeah, Ashton Thomas right on a line there. Almost was able to tuck that in and turn it around the other way. We'll see what the flag's going to be.
Roughing the passer going to be called against Tylen Foster there. So the Cougars not doing themselves any favors here. Had Fullerton to a 3rd and 5. Instead, it's a 1st down and a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, that's tough. I didn't see what Tylen did, but, you hate to give this Fullerton team any extra inch. And that's exactly what that happened right there.
So Fullerton will have the ball at the 50-yard line. They'll go with a run package here. They'll hand off to Green Jr., trying to push the pile ahead. And he gets a gain of 3 yards as it looked like 9 Cougars might be in on the tackle that time.
And that's what we talked about. Eerily reminiscent of last week when Southwestern was, content to go for those up-the-middle runs, and you were just consistently met with a pack of Cougars there ready to see. Again, Matt, hard to call out, but there was a lot of bodies down there.
So we'll go 2nd down and 7. Ball on the Cougar 47-yard line. First time today for Fullerton across the Cougar side of midfield. Different back in there this time for the Hornets. As they'll hand off here on 2nd down and 7. That time it was Garnett Davis III. He churns ahead for a 2-yard gain. They'll spot him at the 45-yard line, and it'll leave about 5 yards to pick up for Fullerton here on 3rd down.
And so now a big down for the Cougars. They've stuffed the run on back-to-back plays. Important to get off the field here. If you're Coach Dan Corbett, you want to get these guys off, be able to come regroup, see what you've seen, be able to dial up what you want to do the next battle.
So the Cougars just with a 3-man front really exclusively today, and you can do that when you have J.Q. Ladson. There reminds me a lot of Vita Vea from the Buccaneers, a big body right in the middle that just run stops all day long. As they'll throw here on 3rd and 5. Calvin looking out to the near side. A flag in the backfield in the area of a hold. Pass was caught by Gibson. He's got enough for a 1st down, but the flag way back here at midfield and I think this is going to go against Fullerton.
Let's see if they got one of the linemen, or did maybe Gibson push off? No, it doesn't look like Gibson. We'll wait for the call on that one.
And so they call it against the offensive line. It goes against Sherrod Green. So it brings back what would have been a first down for Fullerton. It'll leave them 3rd and 15. Ball going to go all the way back to the Fullerton 45-yard line here. Actually, even further back, as it's all the way back to the 40-yard line. So they have to get to the 40, so call it 3rd and 20.
And I think a play like that's just the result of, you see a lot of big bodies, Matt, both sides of the field. These guys are grinding and crashing and slashing into each other. Eventually someone's going to get held, someone's going to get upset, and it just went against the Hornets on that one.
Green back in there in the backfield. Gibson, the lead receiver, to the near side for Fullerton. Swung out to the far side was, looked like Tate, as they're going to throw. Pass caught and brought down well behind the 50-yard line, so it'll bring up a 4th and long here. Good job by the Cougar defense that time. As in on the catch, I believe it was Tyrell Green Jr. out of the backfield, if I'm not mistaken.
And Cole Bullock right there to meet him, just like he always is, and seemingly always in the correct position. Did a nice job breaking down, meeting that ball carrier a little high, was able to take him down to help with some of his friends.
So we'll see if Fullerton can get a punt off this time, as Mamana stands back at his own 33-yard line. Slade and Littles in the backfield for COC. The punt with the left foot is away. It's towards Cal Littles. He's going to call for a fair catch and fall down on it at the 21-yard line, and that's where the Cougars will take over.
Nice job hauling that one in with a whole fleet charging in front of him. And like you said, Matt, we're going to see what the Cougars have dialed up here on offense.
All right, so we go here on first down for the Cougars. And we'll see COC back to work on the offensive side. Chaden Perry back there. And it's still Spearman in the backfield with him, so Spearman getting the start for COC today. They'll give to Spearman on that similar run that they tried to run earlier and just didn't do anything. And the same thing, I think Spearman's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage that time.
Yeah, Fullerton doing a great job just stringing things out, controlling, setting the edge, controlling things. And, I have a feeling it's just a matter of time before this offensive line's able to pop one, but nothing doing so far.
Cougars will bring the tight end package off the field here as Josh Smith, who had a big game last week, comes off. So the Cougars will go here on 2nd down and 10, ball on their own 23-yard line. They brought in the receiver package with Littles and Slade on the outside. Perry going to throw, gets it to Slade in the flat, and he's tackled at the 20-yard line. Good step up and hit that time by the Fullerton defense, as in on the tackle was Kyrus Kearns.
Yeah, again, Kearns just right there, seemingly anticipating that. Able to just come up, make a nice job with taking him down, not letting the Cougar get up the sideline.
We could actually hear it out of the Fullerton booth to our right. Go, go, go. Mm-hmm. They knew it was coming. So Fullerton certainly scouted something and is doing a good job here early on. 3rd and long for the Cougars, 3rd and 13. Back at their own 20-yard line. Perry, empty back set. 5 receivers this time for COC. Takes his time as he's still got 13 on the play clock to work. Calls out a change in the option for the Cougars. Take the direct snap right at his chest. We'll throw underneath. Pass caught on the outside. Trying to get Calvin Littles loose, and he's got 2-3 yards, maybe 5 at most, and it's going to bring up 4th and long for COC.
Yeah, giving him a little bit of cushion. Littles had enough space to bring that ball in, but then again, 3 guys right around him. Which way are you going to go? Not very far when that's the case. So credit to Fullerton for having, gone to the film room, seeing what they needed to see and make those adjustments before they got to Cougar Stadium tonight.
I think this is kind of how you and I expected this game to start. Very defensive early on. Neither team really able to give up or get an inch on the offensive side of the football.
Yeah, you look at the only 6 points have come off a miscue from Cougars. Tremendous play by the Hornets defense, but again, not a lot of offense thus far.
Fullerton tried to block that one, nearly did. Ball will bounce and take a Cougar roll. Smith is just going to let it roll, and it turns into a really good kick from Ty Morrison all the way back down to the Fullerton 26-yard line.
Yeah, that's a nice job. Flipping the field. You'll take the bounce, especially as a punter. You'll take that all day. But again, giving your team a little bit more breathing room. Ty Morrison, one of those names we continue to call, is going to have an impact on this game. I can feel it right now.
He had 4 punts for 160 yards against Southwestern last week, and so far this year has been very good in the punting game. 5 inside the 20, as long of 46. I think that might match it at the very least, if not break it, as it gets all the way back to the 26-yard line. Fullerton will take over there, 1st and 10. Leading 6-0, the only score coming off of a defensive touchdown for Fullerton, a 65-yard pick six. As the Hornets will go back to work. Low snap, Calvin wants to throw. It's actually a new quarterback. It's Nunez, nearly picked off over the middle of the field. It was in and out of the hands of Jeremiah Cox.
Jeremiah Cox now doing his part, show that he knows exactly where he needs to be, and that would have been a tremendous momentum-building play for the Cougars. Just a little bit short, not able to haul it in. But again, that's going to make the Hornet offense think about going that direction.
So it's a new quarterback in there for the Hornets, Brendan Nunez, who in high school threw for 42 yards at Mountain View High School in Arizona. Did have a pass for 15 yards and a touchdown against Cerritos, but he's in there trying to work. Throws it underneath, picked up by Fullerton, as it was caught by Jordan Smith. I thought it was swatted out of the air. Shows me looking through my binoculars, can't see a thing.
No, Josh Osibwe almost got there. Big old paw up in his face.
That's all I saw.
Yep. And, these Cougar defensive linemen are taught if you can't get there, get your arms up, get extended, do anything you can to disrupt that play. Almost worked that one.
So it'll go 3rd and 5. Nunez stays in there. Not sure about what the change is. I was trying to see if I could find Josh Calvin on the sideline for Fullerton, but I did not. So maybe just a different look here as Nunez goes to work in the shotgun. And Fullerton played all 3 of their quarterbacks through the first 2 weeks, so it's not like Nunez and Taj Gregory don't have experience. It's just been the Josh Calvin show for most of the season so far. As this pass over the middle, nearly picked off, as knocked away on good pass defense that time by Quentin Moten. Nearly popped in the air enough for Cole Bullock to get it.
Yeah, Quentin Moten had another big game last week, picking up right where he left off. That's a big play for the Cougar defense getting off the field. Would have loved the interception, and they almost had it. Game of inches, and they weren't far from it. But, again, to be able to have your team get off the field in a situation like that, Matt, we're still in the first quarter.
It's been fast and furious so far. Just a 6-0 lead. 5:08 to go in the first. Mamana will punt this one away. It's Slade and Littles once again for the Cougars back to receive, back at their own 35-yard line. Ball on the near side hash. Snap is low. Mamana picks it up. That's a good kick, end over end. And Slade dropped it and is just going to fall on it. Went right through his legs, but it bounced right back up into him. And I think he had called for a fair catch anyway. So the Cougars will take over at their own 34-yard line.
Yeah, Slade, nice job just, like you said, able to haul it in there. That's confusing. I've never done that in my life, but just watching it looks like that's got to be hard.
Your footsteps, man.
A lot of concentration needed out there. So, again, let's see what the Cougar offense does. Are they going to pick up the pace? They're going to go back to try and reestablish that run game. They're going to take a shot here. A lot of options. We've seen all 3 of those from the Cougars thus far in the first 2 weeks. And, again, slow going here tonight, but we're just getting started.
Spearman in the backfield for COC is the feature back. They'll give to him. He's got the corner this time, has a couple of blocks out in front. Lost the football. It popped out, and it's picked up by Fullerton. Taken away by Fullerton, a hat just on it. And Branson Titanawa just able to come up to it. It popped right into his hands.
That's unfortunate. Another bad break for the Cougars. I'll tell you what I did like here. The scheme, watch the play fake by Chaden here. Brings in the defender, lets him to get outside around the edge. And, again, he's got to do a better job of wrapping that up. Nice job getting the helmet on the ball. But, again, it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back. You seemingly have a first down, and then you cough it right back up, bringing this defense back on the field. They've got their work cut out for them now here, Matt.
Fullerton in their best field position of the ball game at the Cougar 43-yard line. Calvin back in there at quarterback, I believe. As he'll throw here on first down, has to step up as he's pressured. Onto the outside, had a man wide open in C.J. Broy, but stepping up to make a hit and not letting him get any further than 7 yards that time, once again, was Quentin Moten.
Quentin Moten there on the stop. Watch 33 here on the edge. Tell me that that's not a hold. Right around the cylinder and on his jersey. Got away with one there. And, Hornets will take it.
Fullerton going to go quick here on 2nd down and 2. Not able to get anything that time, as scouting it well on the outside was Brian Snoke, I believe, in on the play. Actually, it might have been Coy Mortensen. I didn't see who got there initially. Oh, yeah, it was Coy Mortensen. The safety read this play.
Mm-hmm. Just came up, guns blazing, ready to make a hit, and that's what he did. 3rd and short. Here we go. Let's get off the field.
So Fullerton will go with a snap under center here for Calvin. 2 receivers out to each side. The handoff, and going to be enough for the first down. Brought down by Cole Bullock that time was, I believe, Malik Winston on the run. Able to pick up enough for a first down, so Fullerton moves the chains inside Cougar territory all the way down to the 29-yard line.
So they convert the first down. That's good news. Look at number 33 again, David Francis, and the push that he gets up, forcing that ball to, again, not go up the A or B gap where they probably originally intended. Bounced it back up. 33's having an impact on this game. It's just a matter of time till he gets to that ball carrier.
2 backs out there for Fullerton this time, and Winston and Davis the third. They'll hand to Davis the third. Nowhere to go. Hit right at the line of scrimmage. Got a yard gain. I think it was J.Q. Ladson in there on the first hit, but I'll have you tell me who.
Ladson definitely there with the plug, and you're going to see 33 coming right down the line. David Francis, I'm telling you, he's playing with a motor tonight, Matt.
Francis listed as a D-line and a linebacker, so he can play 2 positions, can kind of move around. And they've got him on the outside right now as an edge rusher, trying to find some pressure here on Calvin.
Yeah, one of those dudes that can roam around or put his hand in the ground and get the job done.
They call it 2nd down and 10, so no gain on the play. They fake the handoff. Calvin pump fakes, going to have enough yards to get up near the first down marker. He'll be about 2-3 yards short as Bullock was in on the first hit.
A little bit of misdirection there, and I think the Cougars bid on it. And we're going to see here on the pump fake. Yep, found the opening he needed. The guys just took him a little while to close in. That's a nice job by the Hornets.
So we'll call it 3rd and 3 from the 22-yard line. Fullerton in the red zone for the first time today. Calvin in the backfield with a back near his left. Looks like it might be Malik Winston once again. They'll give, and it's actually Green Jr., and he's able to break a couple of tackles and fight for a first down.
Now, that's a hard-fought 3 yards right there, especially against that defensive front. Credit to him. And you're going to see just finds the smallest of openings and able to get Cole Bullock is the one that eventually took him down.
And how much at this point in time being back on the field for the COC defense is this going to help Fullerton as the game goes on? As the Cougars have been out there for quite a while, having to come right back out after another turnover.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many bodies, how many guys you have in your rotation. You do not want to play with short rests like that.
Handoff this time to Green Jr., and he's going to be able to get a yard, maybe 2, as a bunch of bodies right there, and now some pushing and shoving in the pile. Cole Bullock was one of the men in there. I couldn't see who the offensive lineman was for Fullerton. It might have been Daniel Melendez.
Like we already talked about, a lot of action down there in the trenches. Things getting a little chippy already here in the first quarter. You see those big bodies of the Fullerton offensive line. I'm impressed by the Cougars not backing up a bit. They're going to stick to their game and swarm the ball. That's kind of what you saw right there.
So it's a gain of 2. The ball at the 16-yard line. Actually, the 17-yard line. So a gain of 1. They'll throw it all swatted out of the air. Getting in that time for COC was James Jeanette. First one in and knocks the ball down.
James Jeanette, we haven't called his name too much yet tonight, but again, getting in there, arms up. He almost took that one out of the air. I venture to say he would have been gone the other way, and we would have returned the favor with a pick 6. Just wasn't doing there. But, again, another big 3rd down. Cougars really need to get off the field here. Buckle down.
Call it 3rd and 9. Ball spotted at the 17-yard line. Green Jr. in the backfield next to Calvin to his left. Calvin going to throw. Takes the snap belt high. Throws towards the end zone. Has a man caught on a busted coverage. Will Gibson in the end zone. And Fullerton has the offensive touchdown. But there are flags on the field right near the line of scrimmage. And we'll have to wait and see.
I think Dan Corbett saw something already. He was walking out to plead his case. The official said, hey, Coach, we got it. It's coming back. And there it is. You're going to see right here on the line. The guard there just almost took him down. And I guess when you're going to get – if you're beat like that, that's an okay penalty to take. You'd rather do that than have your quarterback take the sack, potentially cough it up, especially this point in the field. You never want to see a penalty. But that one's okay. You still got room to work.
3rd and 19 here for Fullerton. The ball all the way back to the Cougar 28-yard line. Fullerton needs to get to the 7, I believe. Maybe the 8 for a first down. Winston in the backfield with Calvin this time. He'll run to his right immediately on a rollout. Pass underneath, caught, but up on the hit right away that time for COC. Was Tylen Foster as he's able to make the hit on Aiden Koenig and bring him down without a gain.
Tylen Foster showing some emotion there on the sideline. You got to be careful on that one. You never want to get a taunting penalty, but I don't think that was his intention. I think he's just excited to make a play, and that's an emotional young man out of Cypress, Texas, doing his thing out there.
Forbear will try the field goal. His long is 39 this year. This one's from 42. Off the right hash. The kick looks like it has the leg, and it is good through the uprights. So a 9-0 lead for Fullerton. Longest field goal of the year for Jonathan Forbear. And Fullerton out to a good start, 9-0 here on COC's home field.
A little bit of deja vu, Matt. We talked about the 2021 Week 3 meeting. Cougars ended that first quarter leading 10-0, and it was a battle the rest of the way. Fullerton now coming into Cougar Stadium, looking to get ahead for themselves, and we'll see how the rest of it shakes out.
Well, the Doo-Wop Project features stars from Broadway hits Jersey Boys and Motown the Musical. With its unparalleled authenticity of sound and vocal excellence, the Doo-Wop Project recreates and in some cases entirely reimagines the greatest music in American pop and rock history. Don't miss your chance to catch the Doo-Wop Project's amazing performance at the Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center, Saturday, October 1st at 9 p.m. For tickets or to see the full pack schedule, head to pack.canyons.edu/shows today. And it's a pretty good schedule this year. We had Weird Al. He sold out in like minutes.
Weird Al here tonight. I passed by Pack on my way in, had to stick my head out the window, make sure I didn't see him walking around. They were unloading, and certainly that was one of our fastest selling shows. So again, if you are interested in the show at the Pack, act now because tickets do go fast. Great season this year.
So Fullerton with a 9-0 lead as we'll go back to work here on the field. Cougars will get a chance with the ball and need to try and get something going offensively as Forbear will kick this one away. Cougars have Anderson and Anderson going to take it out of the back of the end zone. I was trying to see who the other Cougar was back there. He's going to bring it up, and he's not going to get to the 20-yard line. So a tough call for Anderson that time, trying to bring it ahead. And the Cougars will start with by far their worst field position of the day, all the way back at their own 18.
Again, he came up a little short. The gamble didn't pay off, but I like that effort. I like that anxiousness to get out there and try and make a play for your team. You're down 9-0. You need a boost somewhere, Matt, whether it's special teams, defense, offense, and that's just a young man that saw some space in front of him and tried to make a play.
Only 8 yards of total offense 15 yards of offense for COC, just 44 for Fullerton. Cougars have only run 8 offensive plays here, and we've got 12 seconds to go in the first quarter. As Perry going to throw here on first down, has time. Now we'll step up to run. Flag in the backfield, going to be holding on COC more than likely. So that'll end the first quarter or be close to it. We'll actually have 4 seconds left in the first quarter.
Again, not how you want to start the drive. Back yourself up a little bit more. Cougars definitely need something here to get that momentum back in their favor. Maybe they're going to take a shot down the field here the last few seconds of this quarter.
So 4 seconds. 4 seconds to go. It's holding on the offense here, so the ball going to go all the way back inside the Cougar 10-yard line. And there's a flag. Oh, never mind. It's just officials tossing a flag back. I was like, what are we? We got a flag. We're waving a flag off.
They tossed a call penalty. They tossed to give it back.
This threw me off there for a second. All the officials ran towards the middle of the field. And
did they reset and let it tick?
I think they did, yeah. And that, they said it's the end of the first quarter. So we'll take a timeout, 9-0 in favor of Fullerton here from Cougar Stadium and College of the Canyons. Fullerton with a 9-0 lead as we come back in Cougar Stadium. Matt Robinson, Jesse Munoz here with you on the Cougar Sports Network, SoCalCollegeSports.com, and on Monday night on SCVTV.com. Thank them for replaying the games on local television. That's very nice of them to do. It gives a chance for the kids to get a little bit of a local flavor on TV here in Santa Clarita. As we go to work here on 1st and 21 for the Cougars. Ball spotted at their own 7-yard line. Perry going to hand off this time. A new back in the backfield for COC. That's Damon Banks. He's able to push ahead for, we'll call it 6 yards. He gets all the way out to the 12, maybe 13-yard line. So a decent run, and that's maybe something the Cougars need to get going, a little bit more of the run game here.
Yeah, Damon Banks was a guy that had 2 touchdowns a week ago. Got some hard yards on the run, made some nice plays. So, again, we haven't seen him yet. Get him involved here to open up this second quarter. See if that gives the Cougars a spark.
Littleberry, the wide man on the far side of the field for COC, as Perry will hand off to Banks here on 2nd down. Bounces it outside, has a block, still on his feet, slips a man across the 20 to the 25-yard line, but there's a flag down in the backfield, back at the 10-yard line. A hold, I believe, going to be called against COC.
Yeah, unfortunately, this one's coming back. And, again, another well-schemed and executed run play by the Cougar offensive line. You're going to see Steven Eakins pull, just hit his man, seal. Banks is off and running around the corner, gets a little help downfield. That's a nice run.
They called the foul against Steven Eakins for holding.
That's tough unless they're saying around the cylinder and he got him in the back.
He wrapped him.
Yep.
I think he caught him up near the collar.
Just went to seal and got his hands up a little too high. So that, again, maybe I spoke too soon. Well executed. He was there. He was on his man. Just you got to clean that up a little bit.
So we'll call it 2nd down. Ball all the way back to the Cougar 5-yard line. So 2nd and 20-something. They got to get out to the 29-yard line. As they'll give to Banks. He has a hole, got tripped up, but got out to the 15. Pretty good run from Banks that time on 2nd down, considering he got contact right at the line of scrimmage.
And I really like that play call, Matt, especially, you're backed up. Everyone thinks, okay, you're going to pass. You need that chunk. Banks just had a nice play, a nice run, negated by the penalty. Let him get going. Let him get into a rhythm, and he did just that. So, again, you leave yourself a long 3rd down, but I think the benefit is getting him more involved in this game.
So we'll call it 3rd and 14. Cougars need to get out to the 29-yard line to try and move the sticks and keep the drive going. Banks still in the backfield. Perry has him to his right. Perry will take the snap. Chest high, will throw. Caught on the outside, just trying to slip Cal Littles loose. And they just have not been able to. That's the 3rd time today we've seen that short underneath pass, and the receivers just have been wrapped up.
Yeah, they're able to make the connection, but the Hornet secondary just kind of give you that cushion, break down, and ready to meet you. Yeah, you can make the completion. You can get your 5, 4, 5, 6 yards, but we're not going to give you those big chunk plays. And we saw last week, again, I'm sure it flashed on film, Cougars had a lot of big chunk plays, going across the middle, going down the sideline, breaking off big runs. Not the case here tonight.
Smith standing back at his own 45-yard line here for Fullerton. Morrison will punt for the 3rd time today. End-over-end punt. Smith going to take it on a fair catch right at the 50-yard line. And a couple of bodies went falling over the top of him. But no flags come out. And Fullerton will take it at their own 49 here on 1st down in the 2nd quarter with 12:58 to go.
Now, that's a lot of traffic in front of you. And, those are one of those things that bad things can happen. You bobble that ball a little bit. Cougars are right there. Seeming both sides doing a great job wrapping those up. The way the light is, the way the sun, looking around, it's a tough job out there. Somebody's got to do it.
We're kind of in the golden hour right now here in Southern California, getting on 6:38 in the afternoon. Sun's still out, but starting to fall. So Light's going to start playing some tricks on some guys on punts here for the next few minutes. As we go on 1st down for Fullerton. Calvin in the backfield for the Hornets. Only missed a couple of plays on one of their first quarter drives, and they hand to Tyrell Green Jr. again, and boy, just continues to churn his feet for yards even though when he's hitting the backfield.
Yeah, he's a hard runner, and you're seeing him run right into a pack almost every time, able to slice, dice, spin. Somebody had him by the jersey there. He's still moving forward, and that's all you can ask for your backs. You're going to run into some traffic. You got to keep moving forward. You got to get north-south, and that's what he's done.
A lot of work for a 3-yard gain, so we go on 2nd and 7 here. Calvin will keep it this time, rolls out, throws, pass incomplete. Had a man, threw it over the top of a defender, but was just behind the receiver as he was trying for C.J. Broy.
Yeah, like you said, definitely had an opening there. Pressured, makes him run, and just rifled it in there. Fortunate for the Cougars, didn't come up. And now, again, here we go. 3rd down. Hornets in your territory. Important to get off the field, get this offense back and going. At some point, the Cougars are going to have to establish an offensive rhythm. You can't just keep letting Fullerton dictate the pace of this game.
So 3rd and 7, ball on the Cougar 48-yard line. A little bit of a different set here. Fullerton looks like they're going to give. They do. Not much room to go for Green Jr. He gets tripped up at the line of scrimmage. It looked like it might have been Joshua Hackett, I want to say, that got a hand on him.
We're going to have to look at the replay. Maybe David Francis again.
Maybe
that
again.
Guy has been everywhere, playing with a lot of energy tonight. We'll see when it's slowed down here. You can see Francis in on the edge. He's got his buddies behind him, and here he comes.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was Davis Francis again off the near side.
Again, that's great technique, getting your arm up and leaving the other one free to make reach around and make that play.
So Amana back to punt, standing at his own 41-yard line. Little's standing back at the 10 for COC. End over end punt. Little's going to just take it at the 11, maybe the 12. We'll see where the spot is. So the Cougars will start deep in their own territory once again. Plenty of time to go here in the second quarter, 11:37. COC trailing 9-0 over Fullerton. Well, folks, are you interested in sponsoring the Cougar Sports Network webcasts? We can help you out. We're looking for local businesses or even online ones if you have an online presence to help us keep the cameras rolling beyond the 2022 season. If you'd like to learn more about what the Cougar Sports Network has to offer, email chad.peters@canyons.edu. That's chad.peters@canyons.edu. We want to keep bringing you these games, so help us out and help us keep these kids on TV or on the webcast as it would be. As we go back to work for COC, Perry will keep it this time on a little bit of an option keeper, spins around and gets, 2 yards? He gets out to the 15-yard line. Ball was spotted at 13 or the 12 initially. I can't tell.
Yeah, again, Matt, not a big pickup, but you're showing another piece that now the Hornets have to account for. And we've seen that Shaden Perry has the ability to get yards with his legs.
Well, and he was a good runner in high school when he played for Sierra Canyon. He wasn't a guy that was just apt to take off, but did have the ability to run, and we've seen it so far this year a few times. So he'll throw here on second down. A pass tipped as he got his arm hit right as he was going to throw. So Fullerton's defensive line does a good job to get in there. I think it might have been Amari Williams that got in there first.
Yeah, working against Steven Eakins there, just had a step on him. Eakins trying to drive him upfield. But again, anytime you get close to the quarterback, you're coached. Get your arms up, disrupt the play, do whatever you need to, and that's exactly what happened.
3rd and 8 for Canyons here from their own 15-yard line. In the backfield is Banks along with Perry. Banks will switch to Perry's left. Cougars with 10 seconds on the play clock. Looking at the sidelines, trying to switch things up a bit here. 2 receivers out to each side. Perry to throw. Pump fakes. Wants to step up. Now throws it underneath and just threw it into the dirt. Had Calvin Littles. Might have had a man downfield on the far side of the field that was open, but just didn't see him and throws it in the dirt.
And looking at his movement here, I think, Matt, like you said, I think he was looking downfield, chose to come underneath, and maybe just didn't have the best grip, best ball, but yeah.
It was in double coverage, too, so it was a good choice.
Good choice. You like the read. You just got to execute the throw the next time.
So the Cougars will punt it away once again. The offense just has not had anything cooking so far today. Just 35 total yards of offense. As Smith standing at his own 50-yard line. Morrison with his feet in the end zone will kick this one away. This one a spiraling kick. Smith going to let it bounce. It's going to take a Cougar bounce and roll out at the Fullerton 47-yard line. And that's where they will spot it. And Fullerton once again will take over. Neither offense is really... And we expected this, to be quite honest. When you look at the numbers so far, 23 total plays, just 50 yards of offense for Fullerton. 14 total plays, just 35 yards of offense for COC. And the only offensive point so far in the game is a field goal.
Yeah, you know, we came in, we led with the defense. We knew this is what it was going to be. Wanted to definitely talk those gentlemen up. But no one expected this, especially after back-to-back 43, 44-point outputs. This is a Cougar offense that has been dynamic, that has shown a lot of ability. And so, again, I think just a matter of catching their rhythm, going back to work.
Calvin will throw, looks over the middle, pass intercepted by COC. Picked off at the 35-yard line, returned back to the 40. Still on his feet for the Cougars, trying to see who it might be. Trying to take it back to the house, gets knocked down at the 20-yard line. It's Joshua Doyle on the interception.
Josh Doyle with the biggest play for that Cougar defense, exactly when they needed it. I see some flags on the field, looked like some chatter, maybe something extracurricular as the play progressed. But if you're the Cougars, that's exactly what you wanted.
So we'll wait and see on the flags. But it was a throw by Calvin that he was looking for a receiver downfield on the far side, and you can just see Doyle just steps right into the lane right here.
Yeah, right here just peels off his guy. Looks like maybe misread the route in terms of where he – miscommunication, let's put it that way.
And there's a roughing the passer penalty with the flags way back here at the 20-yard line.
I got to see that one again. I was too focused on the interception. Just a nice read and play, taking advantage of that miscommunication. And I think that's just a virtue of getting tangled up and going down. No malicious intent there. The flag
like
comes
it was in the
out.
strike zone to me.
The flag comes out regardless, and that completely negates any momentum the Cougars might have secured with that play.
I don't know. The replay looks like it was in the strike zone to me. It looked like it was.
You got to respect the call.
Yeah.
What they see on the field is certainly a better vantage point than us. But, again, you have got to be crestfallen there to lose that play. And all that would have done for the Cougars here at that point in the field, healthy return to go on top of it. So, Dan Corbett is making his case to the official. But eventually you got to turn the page and line up and play again. That's too bad.
Yeah. It's a takeaway for COC that gets taken away. So Fullerton gets a fresh set of downs. The ball all the way into COC territory as it's a personal foul. Goes all the way down to the Cougar 38-yard line. And, again, it's tough. COC, looked clean to me. It looked like it was right in the strike zone right as he was throwing the ball. But they say roughing the passer, and we move on. Josh Calvin will stay out there in the backfield as the quarterback for Fullerton. They get yardage off the penalty and go to work. Calvin wanting to throw. And this time he's going to be wrapped up cleanly by S.A. Martinez, who brings him down for a sack, first sack of the ball game for COC. And surprisingly, just their second sack of the season.
Yeah, and, again, a tremendous job lifting up your team. You get the takeaway negated. Fullerton seemingly on the move. You're heartbroken. You're disappointed to step back up and make a play like that. That's not a name we've called a lot tonight. You mentioned only the second sack. Even though the pressure has been there, the defensive heroics have just come in other forms. So here we go, second and long.
Fullerton going to take a timeout here.
And that's exactly what you want. This is something the Cougars can build on. Now you get them maybe thinking about things. They have to go back to their sideline, regroup a little bit. And here we go. Little things become big things. That's one of the building blocks.
They had actually brought Taj Gregory in to run a play at quarterback. Gregory, the two-star recruit out of Coppell, Texas, was coming in. Well, are you tired of eating at home? Then stop into the nearest Jersey Mike's. Try the classic, my favorite, the number 7, turkey and provolone. I get it on wheat with mayo and mustard. I know Jesse likes the number 8, the Club Supreme.
Number 8, Club Supreme, add mustard.
Add mustard. Jersey Mike's, one of our great partners. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. We've got it in the back here. Number 2 with bacon. Emery, our director, says the number 2 with bacon. Huh? And Georgie, our intern, says Italian Mike's. So we got it all. Everybody up here has a different opinion on what the good sandwich is.
The only thing that can be agreed upon,
Jersey Mike's is good.
We are extremely thankful for their partnership. Many, many years here, College of the Canyons and Jersey Mike's. We love having them in the booth and all the support that they bring.
Fullerton changes their look here. Is Calvin going to go to work back in the backfield once again? They give this time to Green Jr., slips the tackle, stays on his feet, and gets back to the original line of scrimmage all the way back to the Cougar 38-yard line. Boy, I am really impressed with Tyrell Green here early on.
Yeah, this dude can run. That was a big hole out front for him. Took the hit, still got some yards on top of that. And so, this is a guy. He showed it last week. He showed it throughout the season and thus far here tonight.
He only has 2 touchdowns on the season, so really their midfield back as he slips a tackle, still on his feet, and falls forward for a 5-yard gain. Gets all the way inside the 35-yard line to the 34 of COC, and it'll bring up a 4th down here for Fullerton.
And look at the cut, just cut back. He takes the hit. He's going backwards. Feet are still moving, and that translates to another 3 yards, so that's a great job. Nice weapon for the Hornets.
Fullerton in a bit of no man's land here. Ball at the 34-yard line. Looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th and 6 as the offense stays out on the field.
Either lining up, make you think they're going to go for it. Really nothing to lose here. all the momentum, and 6 yards ain't a lot to go.
Calvin to throw here on 4th down, looking downfield, overthrows his man. And probably a good thing is a couple of Cougars were there trying to get to the ball. So it is a turnover on downs, and so the defense does its job, gets the turnover, and the offense will come back out on the field.
Yeah, Cougars hold strong, do what they do. I actually like the play call by the Hornets. You take a chance, you line up, you make them make a play, force them to play clean football. There's a great chance that you get a PI, a hold, something along the way. So Hornets forcing the issue here tonight, coming in boisterous and ready to go, bouncing back off that Cerritos loss.
And I agree with you. At the very least, or at the very worst, it's an interception deep in COC's territory. It's essentially a punt. So the Cougars will go 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line. They leave Damon Banks in there as the feature back alongside Shaden Perry. Banks on the play-action fake. Perry will throw it and throws it out of play. Got hit. Cougars booth to our left was hollering for a penalty flag. It didn't get it. So it's an incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, again, I don't know if definitely some asking for there. Also, I thought the route was a little bit off, maybe not what he was looking for. So again, miscommunication. It's essential that the Cougars establish some sort of a drive here, some sort of prolonged possession.
So 2nd down and 10. Ball spotted at the 34-yard line. Perry to throw here on 2nd down. Downfield pass caught. Complete on the outside to Jacoby Taylor on the reception that time. His first catch of the season.
Jacoby Taylor out of Paraclete, and there you go. That's the first chunk play. We talk about those week in and week out. That's the first play that they've had really move the chains. Now we're here in Fullerton territory. Let's keep it up, maintain this.
First big catch of the season, I should say, for Taylor. It's his 4th of the season. That one over 22 yards. That was his long rush for Banks here on 1st down, and he pushes the pile for a 1st down. A huge 10-yard run for Damon Banks, and now the Cougar offense looks like they have something cooking.
Yeah, David Banks, hey, I can show you. Tyrell Green can move his feet. I can do the same thing. Almost had a personal escort in the form of Stephen Eakins there right up the middle. And again, you follow those big bodies, good things are going to happen, and here we go.
Cougars inside Fullerton territory. 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line of the Hornets. Perry looks at the sidelines as the Cougars look to change the play. 3 receivers stacked out to the near side with the wide man and Taylor. Lone receiver out to the far side for the Cougars, and they're going to throw that way. Pass caught on a leaping catch by Joshua Littleberry, and then he's brought down trying to make something happen. Just gets a gain of 2. We'll see where the spot is.
And now here you go, Perry with 3-4 completions on this drive, starting to get into a rhythm, starting to spread the ball out, getting other guys incorporated, something we didn't talk about. A lot of receivers involved week to week. This is a guy that spreads the ball, doesn't just key in on one guy. Part of that is due to the depth of this Cougar offense and the weapons that they have, but it's always exciting to see.
And we know Chaden can throw the ball, and Sierra Canyon threw for over 7,900 yards as he rolls out this time, dumps it off, finds Cal Littles in space. He's across the 20, inside to the 15, to the 10, trying to get to the corner of the end zone. And they will signal a touchdown. Calvin Littles, touchdown, COC.
Calvin Littles going one way and coming back the other. The pride of Gainesville, Florida, one of those athletes we were just talking about. And you're going to see the Fullerton defense seeing a little bit hoodwinked there. All leaning one way. Littles has it. Got his blockers downfield. Love to see that. A la Hines Ward getting downfield, making those plays. And right there to celebrate with them.
That last shot is what explains the receiver group for COC. Yep. Littleberry and Slade out there blocking for him, celebrating that he gets into the end zone. Cougars into the end zone, trying to make it a 2-point game as Morrison's extra point is good. Boy, he almost kicked that one out of the stadium. He put so much juice on it. So the Cougars get on the board, 9-7 Fullerton. A good drive for the COC offense that time. Comes off a good defensive stand for the defense. We're going to take a timeout. 9-7 Fullerton, 6:49 to go in the second quarter. So a Calvin Littles touchdown from Chaden Perry puts the Cougars on the board. It was a 36-yard catch and run for Calvin Littles, his second receiving touchdown of the season. And COC is on the board. And we got a ball game, folks, at 9-7 with 6:49 to go in the second quarter as Ty Morrison will kick this one away. Fullerton with a couple bodies standing back at the 5-yard line. Morrison's kick going to be taken at the goal line by Fullerton and brought out from there across the 20-yard line. Still a hole on his feet. Morrison, the last man to beat, knocks him out of bounds. And it looks like it was Jeremy Gonzalez, I want to say, on the return for Fullerton. And a big chunk on special teams. And the Hornets with a big spot here on first down out near the midfield area.
Oh, this is fun. Fullerton answering right back. You know, hey, we're going to exchange. Yeah, we're going to exchange shots. We got ours first. You had yours, and here we come right back. This has been an exciting first half. A little slow to get going. The momentum picking up here tonight, and hey, this is fun, Matt.
It's Josh Calvin in the backfield will go back to work as the quarterback. He'll hand to Green Jr. He's got 5 yards, maybe 6, all the way out to the midfield stripe, actually a yard short of it at the 49. It'll bring second down and about 5 for Fullerton. But Green Jr. just again churning the legs, 5-yard gain. Yeah,
he's, can't say enough about him thus far. I'm sure this is a guy that is being recruited and seen. These efforts like this will certainly have a lot to do with that.
9 carries for 31 yards before that last carry. We'll see if it ticks ahead on the score sheet here. As that snap down on the ground, and Calvin going to just fall on it all the way back at the Fullerton 43-yard line. So a tough play for Fullerton after they get a 5-yard chunk. They lose 7 yards, and it'll bring third down and 11 from their own 43.
And so a tough break for the Hornets. And Cougars doing exactly, you hear the bells there. You know what that means for the Cougar defense. It's time to line up and go to work.
So we'll go third and long here for Fullerton. 4 receivers with Green in the backfield next to Calvin. Stands and takes the shotgun snap belt high, looking to throw. Hit as he throws. Almost intercepted as it went off a receiver's hands and in and out of the hands of the Cougar defender. Trying to get there was Jeremiah Cox.
And so that's 3 nearly picked. The one that was negated, 2 that have bounced around, and you see why the Cougars have come into week 3 with 7 interceptions to their credit. Dudes just everywhere. That's where it begins. The pass rush forces the early throw. You get a tip on the ball, and then it's up for grabs. Didn't come away with it there, but again, you force the 4th down, and you have a chance to go back and continue to build on that momentum.
And so they'll punt it away here. It's a bad punt. It's wobbling. It hits a Fullerton player at the 30-yard line and takes a Fullerton bounce. And the Cougars will take over at their own 27-yard line. And on that last play, Koenig, I think, negates an interception by tipping that, getting a hand on it, as it made it a play that might have just fallen right into the lap of Jeremiah Cox.
Yeah, there was guys all over crashing towards the ball. And like you said, the simplest touch, misdirection, spin that you can put on the ball, that changes everything. And that's why those skills are so important and so coached at this level.
So the Cougar offense will go back to work, trailing by 2. Perry takes the snap in his chest, keeps it on the fake, little option run, and he's got 5, maybe 6 yards all the way out to the 35-yard line, and a late flag deep in the secondary here, and we'll see who that goes against.
Perry doing a nice job just tucking, getting outside. A little bit of misdirection of the Cougar offense and some extracurricular pushing and shoving. Let's see if these offset here.
Yeah, and that's what I thought it was going to be. Keon Kearns and Jacoby Taylor got kind of tied up and each got a hand in the face. So it doesn't negate the run. It'll bring up second down, and we'll call it 5, maybe 4. They need to get to the 39-yard line for a first down. So the Cougars will go back to work. The penalties don't hurt anybody. As the ball spotted at the 35-yard line of COC here on second down. Perry in the shotgun as he's been all game long. Will give to Banks this time. Has a hole. Bounces between across the 40. Still on his feet to the 45. And he's brought down by 5 Fullerton Hornets. First in on the hit, it looked like, for Fullerton that time was Bryce Dunnock. But a big gain for Damon Banks.
Big gain and a big hole. Opened up 75. Donovan Reyes got all 270 pounds on his defender. and just opened that up, and Banks was off and running. Again, this is a guy has flashed early on. Love to see him continue to get the ball here.
1st and 10 for the Cougars. Going to be a free
play
play for COC. They'll throw it downfield to Littles. Littles at the 50-yard line, shake and bake, makes a couple of moves up across the 45, and he's a yard short of the sticks. The penalty flag's out there as well. And we'll see what COC elects to do here, I believe. They'll just take the play.
I'll tell you what, Matt, Calvin Littles is fast. We have not had a chance to see him get into a full-out sprint. What I do love is every time he is in space, he's shifty. He moves around out there. He's able to cut, plant his foot, and go the other way. And that makes it extremely difficult for the defender to catch up to and track a player like that. Kudos to that young man.
So penalties declined. COC will go on 2nd down and 1 from the 45-yard line. New back in the backfield this time is Samaj Freeman. He'll get the carry, stays on his feet across the 40, and then drugged down from behind. On a good comeback tackle that time for Fullerton by big number 44 in Amari Williams.
And this is what we're a little bit more accustomed to seeing. The Cougar offensive line now dictating the pace of this game, turning the tables a little bit. You're getting those holes going. The backs are finding their rhythm. You got Shaden Perry able to throw, tuck it in, do whatever. It keeps the defense off balance, and most importantly, new set of downs.
Ball at the 37-yard line. Cougars go on 1st and 10. Freeman stays in the backfield for COC. They see something at the line, and they're going to change the play here. As Fullerton trying to get an extra jump on the snap count. Perry going to throw, looking left the whole way. Pass caught by Joshua Littleberry. They'll give him forward progress out to the 34-yard line. Maybe the 33. We'll see where the spot is. It'll bring up 2nd down at about half the change, so the Cougars right on schedule.
Like you said, Matt, checked out of that, liked what they saw with Littleberry there on the outside in single coverage. And again, not the 1st down play, not the streaking play, but you take those little ones, you continue to get that confidence built. You get all these receivers involved. And like you said, they're out there willing to make plays for each other down the field. That translates into good things.
2nd down and 6. Fullerton bringing pressure. Perry throwing it downfield. Has Littleberry caught at the 10. Drugged down at the 5-yard line all the way to the 2. A good throw, good vision from Shaden Perry that time. And he connects with Joshua Littleberry.
A nice throw. I think he took a pretty decent hit here. Definitely had a man in his face. Got just enough on it, and Littleberry was able to come. That's just showing the strength of that young man. And again, now the Cougars knocking on the door here.
And they're going to come with the jumbo package.
Here comes the jumbo package. We love to see Ladson out there as a lead block. Cougars have shown a lot of, within this front, a lot of different play calls. And so, again, there he is. Has to come back to it a little bit, but able to wrap it up. And, boy, just short of that end zone. Now, here we go.
Banks and Spearman are the backs. Ladson going to lead the way. Perry just going to try and push the pile. And he gets a yard, so it'll bring up 2nd down and goal from the 1-yard line. We saw him do this last week a couple of times, just push the pile forward.
Yeah, like you said, the ability of Perry to just get up under there and push it in. They've gone to the back on both sides, opposite of Ladson. I mean, anytime you've got Ladson up there leading the charge, I think good things are going to happen. He's a big man that can move around a lot of bodies, and you just find that crease behind him, and you'll be off and running.
Shaden Perry going to have to come off the field. I think he lost his hat. So they'll get play going back again, and I think Ted Iacenda just going to call a timeout. He's going to let the clock roll down, walk down towards the official, and call a timeout. I saw him pointing at the side judge saying, I'm going to call a timeout when this gets down to 10 seconds so I can get my guy back out on the field.
Yeah, and why not? I mean, you can't take them with you into the halftime locker room. The good things have been happening on this drive. You want the ball in Shaden Perry's hands. Not to say not a knock on any of the other quarterbacks. Like we said, we've seen bits and pieces of them all. And that's, again, not indicative of one player's performance or a coaching decision. That's more a fact of we got a lot of talented guys. These guys are working hard. They all deserve a chance to get on film and be seen. This situation, though, you got to respect the call, keeping it with Perry.
Well, the SCV-TV Community Media Center is Santa Clarita's only television station, bringing you local arts, culture, history, and entertainment programming, and now Cougar football 24/7. You can watch with Spectrum Channel 20, AT&T Channel 99, Apple TV, Roku TV, and SCVTV.com, or follow along on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can catch Cougar football replay Monday night, 7 o'clock, I believe, our own little version of Monday Night Football on SCV-TV Channel 20.
7 o'clock. I don't even know who's playing Monday Night Football, but I know the Cougars are going to be on TV, and so that's the game I think you want to key on.
As As we go back to work, second down and goal from the 1 yard line for COC. 1:53 to go here in the first half. It's 9-7 Fullerton. Fullerton's only offensive score has been a field goal. Their 6 points came off of a pick six on the very first offensive play of the game for COC, but the offense has come alive here in the second quarter and trying to punch it in for the second time. Perry under center this time. The jumbo set back there. There's 3 big backs in the backfield. They'll give. And brought down behind the line of scrimmage all the way back to the 5 was Spearman, and a great job by Fullerton to get out and make the tackle. Looked like it was Carlos Torres on the tackle.
Yeah, going to see here on the replay, but it looks like Fullerton just beat him off the ball, had that first quick step, able to slice in there, get to the ball carrier. You saw the Cougar try to bounce it outside. But, yeah, that was going to be I missed the number.
Yeah.
But
like I said, I think it was Carlos Torres that got there first. So COC will go third and goal from the 6 yard line. They'll come in a passing set here. 3 receivers bunched on the near side inside the hash. Perry in the backfield has Banks to his right, waiting until the play clock gets down to 1, and maybe just trying to take a look and see what Fullerton has on the defensive set that time.
Yeah, we already talked about it. Use your timeouts. Coach Ted Isenda not afraid to take those if he needs to regroup, rediscuss. And you see here, just forced to bounce it out.
And that's actually Eric Heel.
Yeah, number 90, making a tremendous play.
And, yeah, there's a huge play in that point in time because the Cougars with that jumbo set have shown that it works so far all year long. And that's the first time we've really seen that jumbo package not go for a touchdown.
Yeah, and if you're Fullerton here, of course, you know, you don't want to allow any points. If you can stop them here and force another field goal, you feel a lot better about yourself, trailing 10-9, seemingly controlling the entire first quarter. Cougars able to claw back into things now. I know there's a long way to go, but if you're Fullerton on the road off a loss, you got to be happy with the performance here tonight.
Absolutely. And
the things that have transpired by virtue of your scouting, your execution, and just the ability to come in here and play ball.
So we'll see what the Cougars dial up here on 3rd and 6 with 1:06 to go. 3rd and goal from the 6, I should say. That same bunch set to the near side. And they have big Josh Smith, the tight end, who really lines up as a wideout sometimes out there. With Banks in the backfield alongside Perry. Perry going to throw, rolls to his right, throws to the end zone, looking to the back corner, and he throws it out of play. Had the man that he wanted, was trying to get it to Josh Smith, and just had too much on it.
Well, he was looking at him the whole time that play was going to Josh Smith, who has been a matchup nightmare. We saw that last week, all of the mold of a Travis Kelce or a Darren Waller, a tight end with wide receiver attributes. You saw them there just trying to find him in the back of the end zone, wasn't doing. But that's a look I think you're going to see later in this game and continue throughout the season.
So Ty Morrison on to try the field goal. It's a chip shot for him, just a 23-yarder. As the ball going to be put down right at the 13. The kick is up, and it is good. So the Cougars take their first lead of the ball game at 10-9 with 57 seconds to go in the first half. Ty Morrison, a 23-yard field goal. And for Ty this year, now 2 for 3 on field goals, so it bumps his average up over 50%. He's only had 3 opportunities.
Yeah, you know, and you're not going to get a lot of field goal opportunities when you're beating teams 44-7, 43-13, whatever the case may be. And so, again, to be able to get him, just like the receivers, just like the running backs we talked about, instill some confidence in your special teams unit. Get a couple field goals under his belt. I have a feeling you're going to be going to him here later in the game. This is a tight game. We see the 1 point, the 2-point conversion that was not successful. That's the difference tonight.
Yeah.
And so I expect that trend to continue. The kicking game is going to be important.
And we expected a battle between the top two top 25 teams in the state of California, the 4th-ranked Cougars, the 14th-ranked Fullerton Hornets, and it's been nothing short of that.
Yeah, this is what we signed up for. The fans are definitely getting their money's worth. This is a beautiful evening under Cougar Stadium, under the lights at Cougar Stadium. The weather is nice. We're getting a bit of a fall feel finally here in September. It's not 112 degrees coming to work in this press box, even though we do it anyway because we love it that much. But it certainly makes the cooler weather, certainly makes things that much more enjoyable.
So Ty Morrison to kick it off. Fullerton has a couple of bodies standing back at their own 10-yard line. It's a short kick that bounces out of bounds at the 16-yard line. So Fullerton will take the ball at their own 35-yard line. I kind of understand that from Ty Morrison. Yeah, we're going to give it to them at the 35, but we're going to kick it where they can't return it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the defense has now been playing well the last couple of series. Yeah, you give them the few extra yards, but most importantly, like you said, you don't give them the chance for a game-breaking type play. You've clawed yourself back into this. You find yourself back on top. The last thing you want to do is let something like that happen.
And they're actually going to make him kick it again, back it up 5 yards. So I figured they'd take it at the 35. Instead, they're going to try and make Ty Morrison punt it or kick it out to him again.
Kick it to one of our dudes. Fullerton knows what they want. They want the chance to get the ball in their hands and set themselves up either for a big special teams play or put their offense back in business. They have fought too hard in this first half, not content with going back with the 1-point deficit.
It's Michael Love on the far side, Christian Stewart on the near side as the return team here for Fullerton. And so Morrison will now kick it from the 30-yard line instead of the 35. 57 seconds to go here in the first half. And we'll see if Morrison can put some juice on this one, as he'll just chip it and try and keep it out of the hands of the return team. It'll take a bounce at the 30, takes a Cougar bounce. That ball is live, and Love has to dive on it all the way back at the 18-yard line and dives out of bounds. What a great kick by Ty Morrison.
You know, I love the strategy of it.
That was a Chuck Lyons special
I
there.
love the strategy of that. So Fullerton says, all right, you're going to re-kick it. Coach Sedison and his unit says, okay, we're going to kick it to you this way. We're going to make you make a play, to use a baseball reference. And, hey, that's what they did, and could have gone the other way just as easy.
As I said, I saw that play in 03, 04, 05 run 1,000 times in practice when Chuck Lyon was the head coach. That was a Chuck Lyon kickoff special right there.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ted Iacenta was a part of those staffs, a staff on the 04 National Championship team, so he's seen it once or twice as well.
Fullerton will keep here this time with Calvin, and he dives ahead for about 4 yards. Yeah, I mean, it worked to perfection that time. Nearly had an onside
Could have easily
kick.
gone the other way. And like you said, Fullerton is fortunate, and I think now, you don't line up, you don't force the issue downfield. You're seemingly content to run the ball. All right, let's run it one more. Maybe the 10-9 is okay. We're still feeling good about ourselves, but let's get up these steps and see what we can do the rest of the
Cougars
way.
will get the ball out of halftime. They'll hand off to Green Jr., and he's hit. Coming back to make the tackle that time was James Jeanette. Green was trying to find a way, and Jeanette just wrapped him up.
Yeah, and Green, again, one of those ones where you see it's a harmless-looking run. He's the type of dude that can break it. So nice job by Jeanette to make that play.
I think Fullerton just going to let the first half play clock run out. Just 5 seconds to go. Inside of 3, they may try and get one more playoff, and I don't think they're going to get there. That's the end of the first half. So the Cougars take a 10-9 lead into the timeout. They get all their points in the second half, a touchdown to Cal Littles, and then a field goal from Ty Morrison. A good first half for COC. They lead at 10-9. We'll take a timeout here on the Cougar Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Clara.
Hi, I'm Diana.
Welcome to College of the Canyons.
We are so excited to share our beautiful campuses with you.
At College of the Canyons, we have distinguished ourselves as one of the leading community colleges in California through our high-quality academics, forward-thinking staff, and outstanding student support systems. We have 3 campuses that serve well over 33,000 students.
The Valencia campus is our original and largest campus and has a university feel in a park-like setting. The Canyon Country campus is our newest campus. It is located on the east side of town and is nestled in the foothills, giving it a small community feel.
And our 3rd campus is fully online, offering the opportunity to take classes whenever it's most convenient for you.
With a wide range of educational offerings, College of the Canyons offers students the option to earn certificates or associate degrees and prepare for transfer to 4-year universities. Students are able to choose from more than 200 academic programs and enjoy access to a large offering of student services, clubs, athletics, resources, and extracurricular events and activities.
We have a lot of exciting things to show you. So let's get started. Thank you for joining us on this virtual tour.
If you find that you have any additional questions, you can contact Outreach and School Relations either by email or phone. We'll see you on campus.
College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments, time with friends, lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's, be a sub above.
Well, it felt like a long halftime break, but 20 minutes in the books. We go back with second half action here from COC. The Cougars leading Fullerton 10-9 after the first half, and it was a kind of an interesting first half, a defensive struggle as we expected. Jesse, the Cougar offense got going late, 168 yards of total offense. Now a score on the board and a field goal on the board for them. They lead 10-9.
Yeah, interesting. Not a lot of spectacular, but boy was that first half a lot of fun.
Yep.
Matt, we saw two programs, two top-notch programs coming together, battling, exchanging punches. I expect nothing less here in the second half. And, hey, this has been a fun atmosphere so far. I love to see the struggle, the battle, and it's going to be fun the rest of the way.
So the Cougars will get the ball to start here in the second half. Jamar Flippin, one of the receivers back there for COC, getting ready for the kickoff from Jonathan Faubert. I'm trying to see who the other one is, and it looks like it's Jordan Anderson back there. So we'll see what Fullerton decides to dial up as we get started here in the second half, as Faubert will kick it away. As it's 10-9 in favor of COC. And we'll break down some more of the numbers here when we get a moment, as this one kicked towards Anderson, and Anderson going to let it bounce out of play. And the Cougars are likely going to just take the ball at the 35-yard line like they did last time. As I feel like that's the smart play, but that's just me. So we break down some of the numbers. Jaden Perry, 10 of 16 in that first half. A touchdown and interception, 144 yards. The interception, of course, the only score so far for Fullerton. On the other side, Josh Calvin, just 5 of 9, 22 yards, so not a lot in the passing game for Fullerton. Not a lot on the ground either. Tyrell Green Jr., the leading rusher for both sides, 38 yards on 11 carries. He's been pretty good. He's been the player of the game, I think, so far for Fullerton.
Yeah, and really a tale of two quarters. You saw Fullerton kind of come out and dictate the pace, get the big turnover, get the first points. Cougars really couldn't find their rhythm there in the first quarter. And then watch out, second quarter, here was COC offense off and on the run. So, again, just exchanging punches and seeing what's working.
Perry throwing downfield, a great catch on the outside by COC. A beautiful throw from Perry, a better catch by Jacoby Taylor, and the Cougars have a first down.
And I love the play call right there. You come out of the halftime locker room, you line up, and you take a shot downfield. And that's another one of those big chunk plays, another one of those talented receivers. A tremendous catch. We're going to see, just saw that on the highlight. And that will get your sideline hyped. I'll tell you what, Matt.
So 1st and 10 on the 42-yard line for COC. They're across midfield into Fullerton territory. Cougars trying to get set on the offensive side. 8 seconds on the play clock as they try and get organized. Perry kind of pointing, tells Cal Littles to get there, and the Cougars are going to have to take a timeout as they just were disorganized getting back up. It took kind of forever for the ball to get set, too, and I think that kind of threw the Cougars off a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of maybe miscommunication, missed assignment. Coach Ted Eisen and not taking any chances. Take the timeout. You may need those later, but, hey, you've got a good thing going, and you don't want to ruin that.
Well, folks, you want to know what the Cougars' secret weapon is this season? Let me tell you, it's 100% the barbecue smell from Busy Bees Cafe, wafting over the field. Every game we saw it at halftime. It was all out there. I think it threw Fullerton off on that first play. I'm just kidding. But that is the secret weapon. You get distracted. I certainly do. Come check it out at the next Cougar home game. Busy Bees Cafe Barbecue. It is excellent food.
And speaking of the next Cougar home game, folks, we have got a good one on Thursday, October the 13th, 7 p.m., the 2022 College of the Canyons homecoming celebration. Fun, food, music, festivities, giveaways. Bring the family. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell all those Cougar alumni in your life, come on down to Cougar Stadium.
As the Cougars go back to work on 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line, Perry to throw. Looking downfield, will dump it off underneath to Banks out of the backfield. He's across the 30 and is enough for a first down. That's a good check down from Jaden Perry that time.
That's a tremendous play. Again, you saw him get the feet. Looked like he could have taken off and run. Exhibited some patience there. Found his man, just moved just enough. Get the first down, move the chains, and line up and do it again. That's a nice job.
So ball spotted on the near hash at the 29-yard line of Fullerton. Cougars go 1st and 10 once again, moving the ball here on their first drive of the second half. Perry in the backfield takes the shotgun snap, fakes the handoff, will keep it himself. It's kind of a busted play. I don't think he handled the snap very well, and he just does a good job to pick up 2 yards out of it.
Yeah, I think didn't handle the snap, wanted to get a misdirection there. We've seen that a couple times. Like you said, just had to tuck it and get up under there. Still got something out of it. And, again, keeping those Hornet defenders, keeping them honest, making them account for Jaden Perry and what he can do with his legs.
So we'll go 2nd and 10. Ball spotted now at the 27-yard line. A gain of 2 for Jaden Perry. Just his, I think, 3rd rush of the ball game. He's got 12 yards so far on the ground as he'll go here on second down. He keeps it this time on an option play, gets tripped up, got a yard. Good tackle coming up out of the defensive backfield by Branson Tidanawa. That time the defensive back freshman out of DeSoto Central with the tackle.
And you see, I think the offense wanted that play, went right back to it, or at least a variation of it on the next play. Didn't maybe get the big gap that they wanted, but forward progress is forward progress and brings up a big third down.
3rd and 7 for the Cougars. Ball spotted at the 26-yard line. Perry in the shotgun with Banks to his left. 2 receivers to the near side. Taylor is the man on the outside for COC. They'll put Littleberry in motion up at the top. Perry to throw, looking over the middle. Will dump it off underneath. Caught by Littleberry inside the 20 to the 15. Stops it up at the 10. Still on his feet inside the 5 and brought down at the 3-yard line. First down and goal for COC.
And now you see Joshua Littleberry finding his rhythm, making some big plays. Turned on the Jets there, Matt.
And we're going to have a timeout on the field. It looks like one of the Fullerton players down, but we'll take a look at the replay.
Look at the replay. Gets the ball, a little bit of a low throw, is able to bring it in, and then just, boom, accelerates. Stops on a dime.
Video game move.
Makes the one defender. We playing NFL blitz here, circa 1999, because
like
that's
a little
what
bit
that
like
looked
Reggie
like.
Bush against Fullerton State.
And you love to see it. Reggie Bush against Fresno State.
Sorry, thank you.
Fresno State in town in the Coliseum tonight.
That's where my brain was.
Reminiscent of that, but again, a tremendous athletic play. We've seen that a couple times from these Cougar defenders. Calvin Littles earlier in the first half, just a bit able to plant his foot and go the other way. And I tell you, these guys work, they train, they sprint, they lift, and that's why these sprints, that quickness on the edge, getting to the corner, that's going to always translate to success.
It was Bryce Dunnick down on the field, the defensive lineman out of Yorba Linda High School, but he looks like he's all right walking off the field. I think he just got kind of tied up on the block. So the Cougars will back to work, first and goal from the 3-yard line. The jumbo set out there for COC. It's Spearman in the backfield for the Cougars on the right side. On the far side for the Cougars, it's Banks. And in the middle, it's Latson as COC goes to work. They'll hand it off on the inside, trying to push for the line. And the pile still pushing, and they'll get down to the 1-yard line.
And look at Shaden Perry running up there trying to push the pile. You know, we saw now a couple different variations out of that set. Perry's kept it once. It's gone to Banks. It's gone to Spears. I'm waiting for Ladson to get a carry. I don't know if that's within the realm of possibility, but he's certainly doing his job as a blocking back out there. Again, game of inches. Cougars getting closer here, knocking on the door, desperately want to punch this in and establish the control here in the third quarter.
Second and goal from the 1-yard line. Jumbo set stays in there. Perry will give it this time, and trying for the end zone and getting in is Anthony Spearman. Touchdown, Anthony Spearman. Touchdown, COC.
And again, a nice job. The variation there. You go right, you go left. Hold everything with a flag.
Late flags.
Some extracurricular jawing and jabbing down there. Yeah, again, you see a lot of emotion, especially after a touchdown. We'll wait for the officials' call here. The points are going to stand, I believe.
Yeah. They've already spotted the ball for the extra point. So we'll wait for them to clean it up.
And a nice job of the officials. Hey, we got a long way to go. Let's not get, we saw a little bit of chippiness in the second quarter. Let's not let that get out of control.
And it looked like it's going to go against Fullerton, as it looked like Ted Iazenda ran out and said, we'll do it on the kickoff.
He knew exactly what he wanted.
Touchdown. After the play, personal foul, defense, number 92. A 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the ensuing kickoff.
So personal foul on Fullerton that time. It goes against Ant Harris. Unsportsmanlike conduct is the foul. They'll enforce it on the kickoff. So the touchdown stands for Anthony Spearman, his second touchdown of the season. And the Cougars now with a 16-9 lead as Ty Morrison will try for the extra point to push the lead a little bit further for COC and make it a full 8-point game.
A crucial extra point here in this point of the game, trying to go up over one possession.
As the kick up from Morrison, straight through the middle of the uprights, make it 17-9 COC. And a good start to the second half for the Cougars. The offense comes out, marches down the field. Exclamation point by Anthony Spearman and COC.
That's exactly what you wanted to see. Again, we've talked about it. Canyons has been in control the entire 8 quarters of the first 2 games. Missed one here, had their streak snapped here in the opening quarter. But to be able to, sit back, regroup, not change your game plan, go back out there and do what you do, and find yourselves on top. That's a tremendous job for this team.
Spearman just fighting through into the end zone. Good job up front by COC that time on the blocks, as the Cougars with a 17-9 lead. So an 8-point advantage for COC. It's a full one-score game, as we've already seen Fullerton go for 2 one time off a touchdown. We would imagine now they have no qualms doing it early. They have no qualms doing it late if they need it.
Yeah, Fullerton came in aggressive, looking for every and any edge that they could find. Didn't work out the first go-round, but like you said, Matt, it just opens up the possibility moving forward here.
So Morrison will kick off from the 50-yard line here. 2 Fullerton Hornets standing all the way back at their own goal line. I would imagine this goes out of the back of the end zone, but I don't know. COC could get tricky here, and Morrison decides to put a boot on it, and that one's not going to be returnable. So Fullerton will take it at the 25-yard line and start 1st and 10 for their first drive of the second half, trailing by 8. So a solid start for COC, much what they needed after the break. The offense looked like it was back in rhythm. A couple of good throws from Chaden Perry, good catches from Taylor and Littleberry, and then a nice run to finish it off by Spearman.
Well, and we talked last week, Josh Johnson was the weapon, was the guy, the new toy that was being featured. And so this week it looks like Joshua Littleberry, 2 big plays. Hey, this is fun to watch when you got new guys in week and week out.
Green running right through the pile on first down, gets hit but falls forward for a 4-yard gain. The Cougar touchdown drive, 7 plays, 80 yards, took 3 minutes and 23 seconds off the clock. As Fullerton goes back to work, and they go right back to Terrell Green Jr., who has been their guy so far today.
I mean, and why wouldn't you? I mean, you found success. He is running hard, passionate runner out there. Offensive line, you can tell, loves blocking for him, and that's been their success so far.
Calvin throwing here on 2nd down. Pass caught on the outside. Reception for Fullerton that time by Ryan Franklin. First time we've called his name today. Ain't good enough for a Fullerton first down.
Again, another nice job just breaking down, not letting the Fullerton receivers get upfield in space. You break down, you make that tackle, you know you got your buddies behind you for support.
5th first down of the game for Fullerton here in the 3rd quarter. As they go to work on 1st and 10, they hand to Green, hit right at the line of scrimmage and falls forward for a yard, maybe 2. As first man in on the hit was big number 93, Asai Martinez.
He hits the hole hard every time. It doesn't matter what the play call
speed
is. I mean, he's coming out like a cannon. You know, we've seen that from time to time, but not substantiated like that, where it's play in and play out. He's coming full throttle.
Calvin to throw here on 2nd and 9. Over the middle, pass caught. That's their big receiver in Will Gibson. Him and Jordan Smith have been their dual threats on the outside. Gibson, 9 catches, 145 yards, and a touchdown coming into the game. He's got a big one for 11 yards and a first down.
Yeah, and that's just a nice route and a nice ball. Quentin Moten was right on him, right there to make the the tackle. But when you get a big body up there like that, kind of reminds me of a Mike Williams out of USC, that big body that can just go up there and get the ball when need be. He's another one of those weapons for the Hornets.
3 receivers out to the far side for Fullerton. They see some pressure from COC, so they'll change the play. Little movement by James Jeanette up front, trying to get off the snap as Calvin in the backfield fakes the handoff to the wrong side, has to run, and Jeanette has him in the backfield. Ball came out, and they say he was down. But Jeanette with a big sack, 2nd sack of the ball game, or 2nd tackle for a loss of the ball game for COC. Is Jeanette there for it?
Look at James Jeanette just come off the edge here, showing that speed. But watch the closing. Watch him just leap, fully extend, and take down the ball carrier. That is a tremendous job. Like you said, force the fumble. They're going to call it on the ground. But any time you get the bobble there, it's going to be a good thing for Canyons.
So 5-yard loss all the way back to the Fullerton 45-yard line. Calvin in the shotgun will put Green Jr. in motion. He'll throw. Wanted to go underneath. Now we'll just throw it away, and that was the smart play there. The Cougars were hawking around the ball that time.
Oh, they're coming. They're bringing it now. This team got a chance to catch its breath, regain its composure. I'm sure some second-half adjustments from D coordinator Dan Corbett and his staff, and these guys are raring to go. showing all their skills and athleticism tonight, and this is fun to watch, Matt.
Dan Corbett, his 12th season as the defensive coordinator for COC. We did mention it, Ted Iacenda, 10th season as the COC head coach, 62 career victories. On the other side, Garrett Campbell in his 4th season, 21 wins for Fullerton. We didn't mention that early on, but we get it in now as we go here on 3rd down and 15. Ball spotted at the Fullerton 45. Calvin to throw, just a 3-step drop, throws over the middle. Pass, caught, still on his feet is Koenig, and he's going to take it to the end zone for a touchdown for Fullerton. A good pass right over the middle. Koenig made a catch. Cougars tried to strip him, and it leads to a Fullerton touchdown.
That was a nice catch and a very tightly thrown ball into probably the one area that he could slide it in there. You're going to see here on the replay. And I believe that was Sean Miller in coverage again right there.
There were 2 bodies right there. Bullock was there.
Bullock was there. There's a lot of guys there.
Cox was there.
Put that ball, just was able to slip it past, and hey, that works.
Yep.
That worked.
It's a really good throw from the former Utah State commit as the extra point is up and good. So Fullerton answers back. It's back to a 2-point or 1-point game as it's 17-16 in favor of COC. So the Cougars come out their first drive. They get a touchdown.
Yeah.
Fullerton comes out their first drive. Looked like they were backed up. Get a big touchdown.
There is no quit on either side. Both of these teams want this. This is a battle that I venture to say people around the state are paying attention to. I certainly know that the Palomar folks will be watching this, and I believe
Alan Hancock on the other side.
Alan Hancock has got to be tuned in. I think they played earlier today, so probably keeping pace with this one. We've said it again. I don't want to be a broken record. This is a lot of fun to call, and you got to figure that these guys out there are having the time of their lives in this type of atmosphere and this marquee style game.
Not even halfway through the 3rd quarter. 2 touchdowns on the board, 1 for each side. A 55-yard pass and run from Josh Calvin to Aiden Koenig. It's a – never mind, I don't have the yardage in the play. I think it's a 6-play, 75-yard drive for Fullerton. So that has not updated on the site, but that's okay. We'll get it later. And Faubert will kick it away here. Anderson standing on the near side for COC. On the far side is Jamar Flippin for the Cougars. As Faubert's kick is a low one. Flippin will take it right at the 5-yard line. He'll bring it ahead across the 20, looking for some blocks, bounces off a hit, and then gets hit coming back from behind by Fullerton. And now some extracurricular activity after the whistles. And it looks like the officials, that early foul after the Cougar touchdown, I think, saves that from being a lot worse than maybe it could have been.
Yeah, and again, Watt kind of stumbled back into that big hit. And again, a lot of John, a lot of emotion, a lot of guys eager to go out there, pop somebody and make an impact for their team. You're going to see the replay here. Fullerton just coming down, crashing. And like you said, kind of gets bounced into the defender and taken down.
It's Brendan's son on the tackle. So the Cougars go to work 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. 8:39 to go in the 3rd quarter. They'll fake the handoff to Banks, run here for Perry, and he dives ahead to the 45-yard or the 35-yard line, I should say. They spot him a yard short of that at the 34.
Yeah, that's a nice play fake. Just causing a little bit of misdirection, tucking it in and going right up the middle. We've seen that ability again, starting to get into a rhythm, starting to use that side of his game. The good balls have been there, but we can scramble and move the chains or at least get chunk yardage like that. It's going to be a positive.
He ran 263 yards and 16 touchdowns at Sierra Canyon as he lost the football. It's on the ground, still loose, recovered by Fullerton. I'm not sure what happened there as there's a late flag on the play, I think going to go against COC maybe. Perry, I think, just lost the football.
And there's another flag comes in late. 94 got the defensive taunting call. I know that's one of them. We'll see what the first 2 are.
So we take another look here.
An unfortunate turnover for the Cougars if that holds. You see the replay.
Just lost the football.
Just squirted out. We wish he could have that one back, I'm sure.
And much like in the first half, COC turns it over and puts the defense right back out on the field.
Yeah, kind of shooting themselves in the foot. Fullerton right there to take advantage of those opportunities. Again, the pick 6, they jumped the route, they got it, fine. This is a self-inflicted turnover, something that the Cougars are going to have to clean up. We wait for the call, but
unsportsmanlike conduct on Fullerton, number 84. Those penalties will set.
So Samueli Palo
94 unsportsmanlike.
for Canyons gets a penalty, and number 94 for Fullerton, which is Tyler Carter, with an unsportsmanlike penalty. And so they wipe out, and Fullerton gets the ball with great field position, fresh off a touchdown. I believe they're going to spot it at the Canyons 34-yard line, 33-yard line. I think that's where they put the ball down, 33. So Fullerton with great field position, a chance to go back to work.
Yeah, Coach Iacinta a little bit exasperated down there on the sideline, getting the explanation, and I'm sure going to talk to his unit down there. But again, one of those unfortunate circumstances, and we'll see how the defense can respond here, pick this team back up off the mat.
This is the spot where the Cougar defense usually comes in and gets a big interception or a fumble recovery, and they need one right now, as Fullerton will send a man in motion. Calvin will throw, pass caught on the outside, and not much room to work. A lot of substance, but not a lot of yards to operate for Gibson. Made a lot of plays, but couldn't get anything big more than a yard.
You see Tyrell Green Jr. there in motion. He's going to actually get upfield. You see him throwing a block here. I mean, these guys are getting after it. It doesn't matter if you're a skill position player, if you're a lineman, if you're in the trenches. These guys are going to battle wherever on the field they might be.
So it was Coy Mortensen in on the tackle. It's a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down and 9 here for Fullerton. Calvin in the backfield with Green Jr. behind him to his left. Fakes the handoff, play action, looking over the middle. Caught. Still on his feet. Inside is Michael Love all the way down to the 5-yard line of COC. And a big play through the air for Fullerton, and they're inside the red zone, looking to try and score and regain the lead.
So watch this right here. Josh Doyle is right there in coverage. The ball comes to the receiver. He kind of bobbles it and has to move up to get it, and I think that allowed just enough space to slip Josh Doyle and get upfield. Again, one of those things, you're in position, you're right there, and the Hornet receiver still is able to make a play. That's a nice job by that side.
So 1st and goal from the 8-yard line here for Fullerton. They still have Green Jr. in there in the backfield. They'll fake the handoff, play action again. Busted route, pass caught, touchdown, Jordan Smith. The Cougars just busted coverage that time as it was good play action, and Fullerton has the lead for the 2nd time here today after the touchdown pass to Jordan Smith.
And just found his spot in the back of the end zone. We're going to see what happens here. But again, the Cougars with the backs to their wall, plenty of time, and just finds his man.
And it looked like Ashton Thomas moved up on the play thinking they were going to go short, and Smith just ran right by him. So Fullerton with a 22-17 lead, waiting on the extra point from Faubert. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So Fullerton now with a 23-17 lead. Remember, Fullerton at one point led 9-0.
Yeah, these teams are just taking turns, taking cracks at each other. Fullerton's, Fullerton won the first quarter. Canyons won the second. Fullerton seemingly in control here in the third. Still a long way to go. Anyone's game, anyone's battle here. But it's interesting to see how these teams have not been able to sustain that prolonged dominance, so to speak. They've both shown flashes, but they're taking turns with each other. And again, just like we talked about, just what we expected.
So a tough break for COC on the fumble from Jaden Perry. 2nd turnover in the ballgame by Jaden Perry. And Fullerton with a 23-17 lead. Remember, he had the pick 6 early on. And so a 12-point swing, a 13-point swing for Fullerton on turnovers so far here in the ballgame. And the Cougars still have not gotten theirs. And the offense will have to go right back out to work, as it'll be Quentin Moten and Jordan Anderson back to receive for COC on the kickoff, as Faubert will kick it away from the 35-yard line. Faubert's kick is going to go to Anderson. He's going to take it right about the 10-yard line. He's going to run it back up the far side of the field, still on his feet, and tackled right about the 26-yard line. Had a man one-on-one, but a good tackle that time by Fullerton.
Yeah, definitely saw an opening there and tried to make a break for it. That's a nice disciplined job by the Fullerton special teams. Stay in your lane, maintain your lanes, break down and make a tackle. That could have been bad news for the Hornets. But again, nice execution there. And let's see what the Cougar offense can do. Now, I like the decision keeping with Shaden Perry. We've seen quarterback rotation the last couple of weeks. This guy was just starting to get to a rhythm. The fumble notwithstanding, let him go back out and continue what he started.
So he'll go 1st and 10 with Banks to his left. 2 receivers out to the near side. He wants to throw, looking downfield, and a pass caught for a 1st down on the outside to Joshua Littleberry that time.
So I think, Matt, at this point in the game, that's your guy tonight.
Yep.
They have not been able to stop that. You found him on at least, what is that, his 4th catch?
I think so, yeah.
3 big chunk plays, almost found
6.
the end zone, 6 catches. So, again, a la the Josh Johnson from last week, I think this is your go-to guy until the Hornets prove they can stop him.
So the Cougars move the chains. 1st and 10, ball spotted at the COC 40-yard line. Perry in the shotgun as he's been all game long, except for when the ball on the goal line, as he's got Banks now to his left. 3 receivers stacked out to the near side. They'll give to Banks. He drives behind the line, still on his feet and pushes ahead. That's a hard-fought 3 yards for Damon Banks that time.
Yeah, these guys are all playing with a lot of emotion, a lot of passion out there, and so willingness to go in there and tuck and do whatever you need for the 3 yards. Like the play call from co-offensive coordinators Seth Ozorowski and David Banks, able to change things up, keeping the running game, not abandoning the running game. A lot of times you'll see teams get in a little bit of a hole and just move away from that. Has not been the case tonight, but still letting Shaden Perry show off and exhibit his skill set.
2nd and 7 for COC. False start going to be called on the Cougars. Movement up front. Stephen Eakins.
Yeah, and that's one that he's going to hear about. He's going to hear about, and he knows he's got to be better than that, especially in these type of situations when you're trying to pick yourself back up, get something established. You just can't have those mental miscues like that. Coach Dunlap will let them know, and they'll clean it up.
So it'll be 2nd down and 13 now for the Cougars. Puts them behind schedule after the penalty. As they'll go to work, the ball spotted inside their own 40-yard line. Perry to throw. 5-step drop, throws it underneath. Pass caught by Samaj Freeman, and he's up across the COC 45-yard line, knocked out of bounds at the 46-47. There was a late block in the middle of the field and a foul flag on the field, and I think Josh Smith was maybe just a little bit too aggressive, and the Cougars once again hurting themselves at this point in time.
So is that going on Smith or the defender?
I don't know if it's going on Smith or the defense.
I thought it was 2 points for the takedown on the defender.
Maybe.
Smith was just
I
running
caught
down
end
the
of it,
field.
So you would have a better view than me. I was through the binoculars looking at the play.
But definitely something that neither side is going to want to see happen at this point of the game. You cannot take penalties, especially after the offsides. Smith coming out and avoiding the coaching staff, so maybe it is on him.
That's usually a sure sign.
When you veer diagonally so you don't have to cross paths with the coach. Okay. So probably, Matt, what I saw was the retaliation to that. You know, you want to take me down, I'm going to get you back.
And he immediately was over with the coaches on the tight end coach on the near side and having a discussion. So Cougars hurt themselves again. Now it's going to be 2nd down and 19, or is it 3rd down? Oh, because it's after the play, so it makes it 3rd down and 19. So 3rd and we'll call it 20 to be sure. Ball needs to get to the 50-yard line. Cougars need a big play here on 3rd down. Perry to throw. Has some time. Throws over the middle. Incomplete. Flag on the play. Looks like it's in the area of a pass interference or a hold. Well downfield near the 50-yard line. And that's going to go against Fullerton, I believe, as number 30 that time. Branson Tita Nawa was upset as the flag was thrown right into his feet. And
does he just impede him on the route there?
Yeah.
Just enough to draw the foul. I almost thought it was coming down the sideline just by virtue of where the flag came from.
And they actually gave it to
Jeremiah on the other side,
the linebacker,
So he comes across.
It's him right there.
Gets his hand right up in the shoulder pad area. That's past the 5 yards. So you can't do that.
That's a huge penalty in favor of
tremendous.
COC this time.
College of the Canyons taking a little something back after 2 mental miscues.
So the ball at the 46-yard line for COC and a fresh set of downs with 4:32 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Perry in the shotgun will fake the handoff. Throws, pass caught by Zion Slade. and he'll pick up, I believe they're going to spot him 2 yards ahead of the chains. Slade got hit hard coming back to that football.
And kudos again to the offensive line, giving Perry, I think, just those extra couple of seconds that have been crucial on this drive. Perry able to hang in there, set his feet, and make those throws. And good things are happening, getting close to midfield here as the clock continues to tick here in the third quarter, Matt.
So 2nd down and 8, ball at the 48-yard line. Cougars trying to move, trying to get back out in front. Perry on the roll, pass caught on the outside. Joshua Littleberry, and they say no, it's incomplete. He was out of bounds.
We'll have to see. That was another one of those close ones right there on the sideline. And again, the variation of the play call, we'll see the highlight here, but the variation of the play call, now you've had him in the 5-step drop, you've had him in the shotgun, you've had him roll out, you continue to the misdirection and the keep. See where he was on the sideline.
Yeah, and I think he landed out of bounds. His feet came up off the field.
Just a little bit. The body got out. But again, a varied attack here. And the Cougars continue to prolong this drive.
3rd and 8, really important 3rd down once again for COC. 2 receivers out to each side. Perry throwing, has time, throws over the middle. Pass in and out of the hands of the receiver. It was in the hands of Jacoby Taylor, and he dropped it.
Yeah, you got to bring that one in. He'll tell you the same thing. And that, again, allows the Hornets to get off the field and bring their unit back on now here, 3:44 to go with the lead. And you know they're going to want more points, but now, again, an opportunity to continue to dictate the pace of that game. That hits him in. He's got to make that catch. I think just heard the footsteps or tried to turn around a little bit too soon.
Morrison trying to pin Fullerton back inside their 20-yard line, and he'll get close. It'll be spotted at the 21-yard line. Fair catch that time, called by Jordan Smith and taken there. Fullerton takes over, 3:37 to go here in the 3rd quarter. They lead 23-17 on the Cougar Sports Network, SoCalCollegeSports.com and SCVTV.com. So we continue on in the 3rd quarter, 3:37, Fullerton taking over as Calvin in the backfield will throw. Actually, it's a new quarterback in there. It's Brandon Nunez back in the game. Pass caught by Jordan Smith. He's got a big 8-9-yard chunk. Ball spotted at the 30-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down and 1.
And again, Matt, I think at this point of the game, they all become more important. They all become crucial. But, especially here, 3rd quarter, College of the Canyons needs to reassert its dominance here. If you could come up with a big play, even just get off the field in a timely manner, it's going to do a lot for morale here as we move quickly towards this 4th quarter.
As Nunez will give here on the handoff. 1st down and more for Malik Wilson as he's up across the 39 to the 40-yard line. So it's a new quarterback here in this 3rd quarter drive for Fullerton, leading by 6. And so far they haven't missed a beat as Brandon Nunez with a 1st down on 2 plays.
And some fresh legs, too, with Malik Winston coming in there, getting a little bit of an extra pop. So Cougars are going to have their work cut out for them.
They'll give to Winston once again, and that time he's wrapped up just along the line of scrimmage, gets 2 yards out of it, and it looked like it was maybe Victor Ivaca or Joshua Hatchett that was there on the tackle. I think I want to say it was Victor Ivaca, though. So 2nd down and 8, ball spotted at the Fullerton 41-yard line. As Nunez sets a man in motion. Low snap at his knees, wants to throw, floats one up there. Pass intercepted by COC on the near sideline. It looked like it was Quentin Moten that comes down with it.
And just like we talked about, Quentin Moten with the big-time play, picking his team up off the mat. And look at that sideline, Matt, hyped and ready to go. That is a turning point in this game and a tremendous effort by that young man. He had one last week. I think that's maybe 3 on the year. Double check that for me.
No, I don't have any for him.
Oh, well.
So maybe my stats are wrong, or maybe your stats are wrong.
Maybe I'm just too excited, but either way, that was a tremendous play and puts the Cougars back in business here.
8th interception of the season for COC. 2:08 to go here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from their 35-yard line, and we'll see if the offense can get back to work. Perry in the shotgun with 3 receivers out to the far side. He'll keep it this time as he fakes the handoff to Banks and then got tackled down, and we hope his knee's okay as he got kind of rolled up on. But he looks like he hops back up, got a yard. Boy, that scares me when you got guys getting tackled like that, especially your quarterback.
Yeah, you never want to see that. But again, started to say before this drive got started, indicative that College of the Canyons takes advantage of this turnover here. Time is running. And, hey, you might not get a lot more chances like this. At this point of the game, you've got to capitalize on everything.
So we go on 2nd down and 9. Ball spotted now at the 36-yard line for COC. 2 receivers out to the near side. The wide man is Taylor. They'll give to Banks this time. He waits behind the line of scrimmage, finds a hole, has a big one across the 45, and enough for a first down.
Oh, that's another nice job, just getting up in the hole, using some patience, feeling out your blockers. You're going to see right here, just kind of lets them guide them into the hole. That's Donovan Reyes with the seal. Josh Johnson in the mix.
Kevin Kuros was there as well.
Yeah, a lot of guys up there doing their job, creating space, and that's what you want to see. And College of the Canyons looks to seem to be rounding into form here if they can just maintain this and quit shooting themselves in the foot.
Empty back set this time. Perry to throw on 1st and 10. Throws over the middle. Has a man. Zion Slade caught inside the 15 to the 5. Touchdown, Zion Slade. Touchdown, COC.
And just like that, College of the Canyons, back-to-back big-time plays. Quentin Moten sets him down, and sets him up, and Zion Slade knocks him down with another big gain. And College of the Canyons has this crowd excited. This sideline is hyped. And that is going to be one that we look back at here, Matt, as this game continues to progress.
And Kadri Kearns had a bump on him, and Slade just moving his feet, stayed up, gets into the end zone. It's a huge play for COC, a big chunk one. 54-yard catch and run from Chayton Perry to Zion Slade. The extra point is up, and it is good. COC back out in front by 1, 24-23. A 54-yard touchdown pass from Chayton Perry to Zion Slade to put the Cougars on top. So a 24-23 Cougars lead. Canyons with a 54-yard pass and run from Zion Slade, courtesy of a throw from Chayton Perry. And the Cougars back out in front by 1, and that was exactly what you needed after the turnover there, Jesse.
Back-to-back big plays. And look at how large that single point looms here, Matt, as we go towards the fourth quarter.
The Cougars go with that little pooch kick once again. Fullerton going to take it at the 25-yard line. They're going to return it back to the 30. That's a great one-on-one tackle that time by COC. As big number 46 for the Cougars comes out of the pile afterwards, as it was Del Monte Barnes that was able to make the tackle and pulled down his man by himself, as I believe it was Austin Levis trying to get away from him from Fullerton.
So, Matt, you get the big play. You get the touchdown. You go back on top. Maybe most importantly, now both sides of the ball are feeling good, playing well, excited, there to support each other. You see the guys on the sideline slapping helmets, slapping backs, and this is a team now that's going to be playing with a lot of confidence as we go into the final 15 minutes.
Josh Calvin right back in there at quarterback for Fullerton, under duress, throws over the middle, pass caught. Big chunk for Fullerton all the way out to the 50-yard line. Catch by C.J. Broy. He's got a big one there. Only had 3 catches for 17 yards for the first 2 weeks of the season, but a big chunk all the way out to midfield.
Hey, and kudos to Fullerton. I really respect the approach and the lack of quit. I mean, these guys came ready to play, and they have not let up since the first whistle.
Calvin will give this time. Run for Green. Tackled right at the line of scrimmage at the 50-yard line. Cole Bullock there first. Tylen Foster over to help. The COC defense run stop right there.
Oh, Tylen Foster's feeling good. He got up on that one, excited. hey, let's line up and do it again. And I think that's got to be the attitude of all these Cougars, especially, like I said, playing with a lot of excitement, a lot of energy, and it's just going to be important to keep that up.
It's going to take us to the end of the third quarter. Cougars with a 24-23 lead. Well, the Doo-Wop Project features stars from Broadway hits like Jersey Boys, Motown the Musical, and A Bronx Tale with its unparalleled authenticity of sound and vocal excellence. The Doo-Wop Project recreates and in some cases entirely reimagines the greatest music in American pop and rock history. Don't miss your chance to catch the Doo-Wop Project's amazing performance here at the Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center on the campus of College of the Canyon, Saturday, October 1st. At 9 p.m. For tickets or to see the full pack schedule, head to pack.canyons.edu/shows. That's pack.canyons.edu/shows. And remember, folks, if you're interested in sponsoring the Cougar Sports Network and a broadcast here on the Cougar Sports Network, we can use your help. We want to keep the cameras rolling beyond 2022. We're looking for local businesses or even ones with an online presence that want to start selling to the Santa Clarita Valley. We would love to have you. Help us keep these cameras rolling. Help us keep these kids on the Cougar Sports Network. If you'd like to learn more about what the Cougar Sports Network has to offer, email chad.peters@canyons.edu. That's chad.peters@canyons.edu. Keep me coming back so I can keep talking to you.
Back to us.
So the field is turned around, 2nd down and 9 from the 49-yard line. So Fullerton got a yard on that play. And they go to work here as we start the fourth quarter. They'll fake the handoff. They'll throw over the middle. Pass caught and brought down right at the Cougar 37-yard line was Will Gibson. And a good throw over the middle, and Fullerton just using those big bodies on the outside over the middle of the field.
Yeah, and this game is quickly becoming a question of who's going to make the next big play. These two sides are just taking turns each quarter.
Fullerton trying to go quick. They want to go downfield, and the pass incomplete, out of the reach of Gibson. In on coverage that time, step for step with him was Josh Doyle.
And you can see even the approach is let's get that big play. Let's take the punch and return it. And they almost got it there. And, again, it's going to be fun. You know, they talk about who's going to win this game is the team that has the ball last. I think in this case it's the team that's going to make the last big play and swing that momentum and, you know, hopefully be able to hold it from there.
So 2nd down and 10, ball at the Cougar 37-yard line. Fullerton trying to move back down the field and retake the lead after the Cougars hit back with an offensive touchdown of 54 yards. As Fullerton will go on 2nd down, they hand to Green. He bounces off the pile, still on his feet, and he's going to drag everybody across the 30 inside to the 26-yard line for another Fullerton first down. And, boy, Terrell Green Jr., as we can't say it enough, has just been impressive today.
Yeah.
15 carries, now over 60 yards on the game.
And hasn't seen his pace slow, has not changed his approach, comes out, hits the hole, keeps his legs running, time in and time out. The Cougars have their hands full dealing with that young man.
So give to him once again, bounces into the pile. Stepping up to lay a hat on him was Brian Snoke that time. First man in on contact was David Francis Jr. to slow him up.
Yeah, David Francis got him low, and Snoke finished him up off top. And, again, that's what you want to see. That's how these linebackers and defensive front are coached. Hold them up, let your buddies come and join the party.
2nd down and 8, so it's a 2-yard gain for Green Jr. And, again, Terrell Green Jr. at 272 yards on 23 carries coming into today, and he's had a heavy workload. 16 carries, 67 yards, hasn't scored, has only had a long of 12, so it's been hard yards, only 4.2 on the average so far today. As he'll stay in the backfield right next to Calvin to his left. 2 receivers split out to each side for Fullerton. Calvin to throw here on 2nd down. Over the middle, has a man, pass caught. Koenig inside the 10, rips out of a tackle, and all the way down to the 5-yard line. Fullerton in business, 1st and goal inside the 5.
Yeah, Jeremiah Cox just tried to sling him down, but, again, was able to keep those legs moving and stay on his feet. Got a couple extra yards as a result. And now here we go. You buckle down and able to stop this, maybe hold them to a field goal attempt.
And so 1st and goal from the 4-yard line for Fullerton, trying to hit back once again and put themselves back in the lead. As Calvin will throw, looking towards the end zone. Pass complete, it looks like, and it's going to be a touchdown to Will Gibson on a great one-handed catch from Gibson. Had a defender all over him and just made the play.
Yeah, you know, we already talked about the big body just going up there. You know, you match that with the speed and athleticism. He just goes up and gets it. We've used a couple USC references tonight, but, again, the name that continues to come to my mind is a Mike Williams. Just goes up, gets it, bodies it. you put it anywhere near him, he's going to come down with it. Definitely had the height advantage there on his defender. And that's, again, a nice job by Fullerton answering the bell and coming right back at the Cougars.
Chris Ham in to take the extra point here for Fullerton. And it is blocked by COC, and they're going to try and pick it up and run it back, but they tripped over one another and fell down. That would have been 2 for the Cougars. Instead, it goes as a blocked extra point attempt. And had they not tripped on one another, COC would be just a little bit tighter in the ball game.
Let's see who ended up with it. I want to say it's 34.
Yeah, I think so. This is David DeWatt Wasi, I believe, that picked it up.
And it was all seemingly off and running, and that's one of those things. Your feet just get tangled. No one's fault. Just a virtue of a lot of guys with the same goal in mind and the same tight space.
I think it was just excitement, people trying to push people ahead.
Exactly.
Hey,
let's go, let's go. And, hey, don't step on me. We're going to halt the whole party.
So
but again, a success there for the Cougars defense.
Yeah, it's a 5-point lead. You don't like giving up the touchdown, but you block the extra point. And those 2 extra points could come in.
Are going to loom large here.
Loom very large as we continue on. So the Cougars will get the ball back, and there's still a lot of time left in this football game. 12:58 to go here in the 4th quarter. COC trailing Fullerton 29-14 as Fullerton huddles up and will get ready to kick it away, as Jonathan Faubert will be the one to kick it off this time. It's interesting that they had Jeremiah McNeely, the linebacker, kicking the extra point for Fullerton that time. So I don't know, maybe a little bit of change, or was it Mamana? I'm not sure who it was. But either way, blocked field goal, or blocked extra point. Faubert will run straight onto it, kicks it back towards the Cougar 2-yard line. Taken there by Zion Slade, switches hands, has a hole on his feet across the 30 and drugged down at the 35-yard line. But a big return for Zion Slade, and the Cougars will go to work on offense at the 35.
Just like we said, who's next? Who's the next guy to make a play, make an impact on this game? Zion Slade turning on the jets there a little bit and almost busted it, Matt. Like you said, switched the arm, switched the ball, and got caught from behind. It looked like just the kicker there in front of him. If he could have made another move, he was off to the races. But again, a nice starting point for the Cougars.
Kadri Kearns on a touchdown, potentially touchdown-saving tackle, and the Cougars go back to work on offense at the 35. They'll give to Banks. He kind of just slashes, pushes a man, and he's able to fight ahead for a yard, maybe 2. Boy, Banks was not going to go down easy that time. He got hit right in the hole right when he got through by Chris Ham and just was refusing to go down.
Yeah, a guy hit him high. It was almost a shoulder pad to shoulder pad, and they just stood each other up until one of them went down. But again, you got to love the passion. They're running hard. You're going right back to your guys. Hey, let's line up and do it again.
2nd down and 9 for COC. Ball spotted at the 36-yard line now. Perry to throw on 2nd down. Looking, pass over the middle. Tipped and incomplete. Goes off the hands of Calvin Littles, trying to dive and make the play. Just couldn't hold on.
Ooh, that's a dangerous ball. And no fault of anyone's. You found your man. He was open. You try to wedge it in there. And just one of those unfortunate circumstances, which we've seen a couple times here tonight. Got to be careful on those.
It's a good look from Perry right over the top. It was maybe a little wobble, and that just didn't have the tight spiral he wanted to hit Calvin Littles in stride. So we go 3rd and 9. Big 3rd down once again for COC. 12-10 to go here in the 4th quarter, I should say. Cougars fake the handoff, play action for Perry, throwing over the middle, and knocked down. A great pass breakup by Stalen Streeter that time. That was nearly intercepted.
Again, College of the Canyons playing with fire here. A couple near misses there, and won't have the chance to get much going offensively.
A really quick 3-and-out against the Cougars that time, as they only took 54 seconds off the clock. Or 44 seconds, actually, if I do my math correctly. Math is not my strong suit, if you're not aware. Morrison will kick it away. Low snap. He'll have to get this one off in a hurry and does. A spiraling punt. Tough block near the sideline, and then the ball will just bounce out of play, and it'll be spotted at the Fullerton 35-yard line. Cougars were asking for a foul as they thought the block was maybe a touch aggressive and in the back, but no call, and we continue on.
And now who's going to answer the call here for the Cougar defense? They're going to need another big play, or at least the stop. We've seen we called a lot of different names out here tonight. Whose turn is it next, Matt?
So 11:55 to go. Fullerton takes over, leading by 5, 29-24. And it looks like they'll send Josh Calvin back out as the quarterback, as Fullerton's made a couple of changes here and there. Quarterback Brandon Nunez actually threw that last interception, but they've had the most success with Josh Calvin today. And him and Terrell Green Jr. are back in the backfield as they've been for most of the night. As Calvin in the shotgun, chest high snap, handoff to Green Jr., hit by Cole Bullock first, coming from behind David Francis Jr. brings him down. It's a gain of 3 yards, and it'll be 2nd down and 7. But this is in the favor of Fullerton. It starts to move the clock.
Yeah, there's not going to be an urgency to get up to the line and expedite things. They're going to take their time. You know, again, just like the Cougars would like to do, you use that big offensive line to your advantage. You've got the running back. We've seen that. And so I would look for more of the same here from the Hornets.
3 receivers out to the far side for Fullerton. Play action pass caught. Intended for Will Gibson, and he brings it down in space for a first down all the way out to the Fullerton 47-yard line.
And if you don't want to run the ball, there's your other weapon, who has been a go-to and a chain mover throughout the night. That big body out there on the outside or over the middle.
As they'll throw here, they go quickly, and they'll just throw it out of play. Calvin not with much room that time, as Gibson just couldn't get there. Gibson 5 catches, 29 yards. So far, Aiden Koenig with 4 receptions for 86 yards and a touchdown leading the way. For the Cougars, 6 receptions, 80 yards for Joshua Littleberry. The Cougars' touchdowns coming for Calvin Littles and Zion Slade on big chunk plays. 54 and 53 yards receiving for the 2 of them. So, I mean, both teams have done a good job really spreading the ball around. You look at Fullerton, 6 different receivers in the ball game. The Cougars, 5 different receivers in the ball game. The running backs for Fullerton, while they've had 5 different ones, it's really been Terrell Green Jr. So they go to work here on 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 47 of Fullerton. Calvin will keep it. He's going to try and get away, and will. Gets, we'll say, 4 or 5 yards. Scampers away, got away from Brian Snoke. Got a good block on the outside.
Yeah, it's a nice job by Snoke to shed his blocker and dart towards the sideline. Got just enough to trip him up and kind of push him out of bounds.
So puts it at the Cougar 48-yard line, leaves Fullerton 5 yards to try and pick up a first down, move the chains, and keep their drive alive.
You know, Snoke doesn't get there and make that play. I think he easily turns upfield and moves the chains there. So here we go. Sets it up, a big 3rd down.
Big 3rd and 5. Play action pass, looking over the middle, in and out of the hands of the receiver, intended for Michael Love. Had a man in coverage and couldn't come down with it. Now one of the Cougars is down on the field, and it looks like it's Quentin Moten, and he's grabbing towards maybe his left hand or his right hand that time, his right shoulder, as he was the man in on coverage, and I think he just came down on the shoulder hard.
And again, a nice job. You go back to the play before, Snoke with a seemingly innocuous tackle. You know, just a little shoestring, push him out of bounds. But that now prevents the first down, and you get the incompletion on 3rd. And, hey, the Cougars are back in business. Still a lot of time in this game. A lot of chances for those young student athletes out there to make their mark and have that momentum-shifting play for their side.
Yeah, still over half the 4th quarter to go. 10-27. Fullerton's going to punt this one away. Zion Slade and Calvin Littles, the 2 playmakers for COC, standing right about at the 10-yard line. As Mamama will punt this one away. Low snap. Mamana picks it up, has plenty of time. It's a high wobbling punt. Fair catch called for by COC and taken at the 11-yard line, and then Calvin Littles got run over afterwards, but no worse for the wear. Kind of just popped up, said, "We're all right. It's an accident. We're going back to work."
I love that attitude. Pop up. Let's line up and do it again. Hey, I can take the hit. I'm an athlete.
And it wasn't malicious in any
not at
any
all.
form. As it was just the gunner trying to get out and get to him, and Chris Ham just kind of stumbled over the top of him. So the Cougars will take over their own. They spotted at the 12-yard line. It looks like the 12-yard line. And it's Shaden Perry and Damon Banks in the backfield with 2 receivers out to the near side for COC as they work on 1st and 10 in their own, deep in their own end, pinned inside the 20-yard line by Fullerton. As they'll throw in the flat here to Calvin Littles in space. Can't break away. Good step up and tackle that time by the Fullerton corner, number 24, K.S. Kearns. So we'll go second down, and they'll give him a yard. So call it 2nd and 9. Oh, no, 2nd and 11. They actually lost a yard. The board is still catching up, so I'm catching up. They'll throw here. Perry with time, steps up, throws, pass, caught. On his feet, Slade spinning away from a couple of tackles. Still on his feet out to the 29-yard line. Enough for a Cougar first down. Big play from Slade. But there's a flag in the backfield, and I think there's going to be a late hit on the passer here, so a roughing the passer call maybe coming against Fullerton that is going to march the Cougars ahead. So that's going to push the Cougars all the way up to their own 45-yard line. So Slade makes the play, a late hit on Chaden Perry. And the Cougars will go back to work. So the ball now on the Cougar 45-yard line. 9:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. COC trailing by 5, 29-24 Fullerton. Perry to throw here on first down. Has lots of time. Will step up in the pocket. There's a flag. It's in the area of a hold. So this one likely coming back as Perry still on his feet. Takes a couple of hits. Ran for a first down, but it's all going to be for naught. Flag back at the 34, 35-yard line for COC.
And that's too bad. Just not aware of that, what's going on behind him, trying to do the best he can. Taking those hits and, everything else that goes with it, and to have it come back is unfortunate. Almost got a horse collar up around there in the area that didn't turn out to be.
Yeah, and he got his helmet taken off,
yeah.
So he's going to have to come off the field, I believe. Their officials are discussing things walking back across the field here. Oh. So the flag way back here at the 35-yard line is on the defense. And so the Cougars get a first down from Chaden Perry on a great run, and now they're going to really march ahead.
And that discussion proves favorable for College of the Canyons. And like you said, Matt, Cougars needing every inch they can get will certainly take that. Now in business on the Hornet side of the field, off and moving. This clock continues to dwindle, not moving currently, but we're getting to the nitty-gritty here, Matt.
So the Cougars now inside the Fullerton 30-yard line down to the 29, and they'll have to bring in Cam Fouts to play quarterback as Chaden Perry getting taken off the field due to losing his helmet for the second time today. So Fouts going to go to work. He has Banks in the backfield to his right. In the shotgun with two receivers to the near side, will take the snap. Offside going to be called, so a free play. Fouts going to throw it on the outside to Slade, He slips a man inside the 15. Still on his feet down to the 13-yard line. And Slade, another big play.
Slade again, looking to etch his name into this one.
And Cam Fouts gets a huge high five from Chaden Perry coming off the field.
We touched on it last week, the ability to be ready at all times when your number is called, to step in, even if it's just for one snap, two snap, a drive, to be able to get out there and make an impact, lift your team up. That's a tremendous job.
8:51 to go. The clock will go back in motion once they set the chains and go back to work. It's actually going to be first down from the 12-yard line for COC. So get to the 2 for a first down. As they've got 4 downs to try and get there. They'll hand off. Banks slips a tackle, still on his feet, and got brought down from behind at the 10-yard line, and he immediately is grabbing his left ankle, and he's going to try and walk it off here. Looks like he's all right.
Definitely don't want to see that, but like you said, able to shake that one off. He's running to the sidelines now.
Yeah, I think he's going to get a real quick tape job and try and get ready to go back out there, but that's tough. So Samaj Freeman will come back in. He's the second back for the Cougars this year. They also have J.D. Sumlin, Anthony Spearman that have been good this year. So we'll see what the Cougars decide to do as Banks getting attended to by the medical staff on the sideline by COC. Second down and 9, ball spotted at the 11-yard line. Just a yard gain for Banks that time as Perry will fake the give, keeps it himself, steps around one tackle, inside the 10, bounces off a few bodies, still pushing the pile, and gets all the way down to the 8-yard line. So it'll bring up third down and about half the sticks. But big Chaden Perry, he's a big boy too. 6'2", 225 is what he's listed at. And you see him just bouncing off people.
Yeah, and that's a great effort. I think by the time that play was done, there was 5 or 6 dudes draped on his back. We're going to see here, just kind of tries to bounce it outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys to take him down, and another hurling over the top. And so, again, College of the Canyons really needs to punch this one in. You got to get points on this possession.
They got to get to the 2-yard line for a first down. It's 3rd and 6 from the 8-yard line of Fullerton. Perry to throw. Has some time. Will roll out of the pocket. If he pushes it, he might be able to run for the first down. Instead, throws for the end zone and throws it out of play. I thought he had plenty of room to go, and he just kind of slowed up and was looking for the big play into the end zone.
Yeah, I think, making his reads, that was a roll out there. Knew where he probably wanted to go. But you're right, Matt, a little bit of space there in front of him.
I think if he books it towards the corner, he might get the first down here, as he's got everybody backed off the field.
He's looking at Calvin Littles the whole way, and then kind of maybe changes his mind there.
So it'll be a field goal here for Ty Morrison. Spotted at the 15-yard line. It'll be a 25-yarder. He's got plenty of leg, but he missed it to the right. And so Ty Morrison, a missed field goal. And the Cougars do not get points on the board. They still trail by 5 with 6:59 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's a tough break. Again, you can't, you don't want to leave that drive without points. Ty Morrison has been a dangerous weapon for the Cougars his freshman year and continuing on to his sophomore campaign. That's just a tough miss there for the sophomore.
And it was a chip shot for him, really, and he was on the near side hash, so the left hash. It should have been a pretty easy one, but he just hit it off the outside of the foot and missed it to the right. So the ball will get spotted back at the Cougar 20, or the Fullerton 20-yard line, I should say. And Fullerton will take over there. 6:59 to go, and you would think for Fullerton, running your 5-minute offense, trying to pick up a couple of first downs and really take this down to the limit.
Yeah, this is what every team game plans for. You want to be in control in the fourth quarter, and you want to be able to dictate the pace and inflict your will on the other side. Fullerton certainly will have that in their mindset.
Calvin fakes this time, fools everybody on the field, and has a first down. The defense went right to Terrell Green Jr., and Calvin kept it and ran for a first down, a big 11-yard pickup. Fullerton moves the chains.
Yeah, it's a savvy play call there, and why wouldn't you go right to Terrell Green Jr.? The dude's been carrying the ball all night, and so again, a little bit of trickery and misdirection gets the chains moving. And College of the Canyons will have to do a better job trying to sniff those out.
Ball spotted at the 31-yard line now of Fullerton. 1st and 10. The clock continues to move, ticking inside 6:35. Calvin in the shotgun. Will fake, throws, pass over the middle, caught, fumbled on the ground, and COC will pick it up. They say it's a fumble. It was a pass, a catch, and the Cougars get the takeaway.
We're going to see the replay here, and if they do decide to call that a fumble, it looks like
it's a fumble.
They're calling it a fumble, and College of the Canyons, there's the big play that they needed.
Jeremiah Cox with the fumble recovery. I
want to say 21 on the force. Is that Josh Doyle coming around the backside? That is a fumble, ladies and gentlemen. He had it and made a football move. Josh Doyle with his big play. Again, exactly what the Cougars have needed. You seemingly each time it's somebody answering the bell to keep their team in this game. And this is, I think, going to be the most exciting 6.5 minutes that we've seen thus far here, Matt.
So 6:24, the ball spotted at the Cougar 48-yard line. They'll give this time, or actually they'll keep it with Chaden Perry, and he'll get 3 yards on the gain. Samaj Freeman got taken down. I thought he had the football, and the Cougars have done a good job of that a few times this year, and Chaden Perry just showing his awareness in the pocket in that option game, something we haven't seen from COC in a number of years.
Yeah, nice job selling the fake, and like you said, getting up and getting those hard yards. He wants this one, Matt. You can tell by the way he's playing, the way he's putting his head down and running. And, I mean, it seems cliche to say, these guys are going to want to battle to the very end, but this is important here on your home field under the lights.
There's a 3-yard carry, ball at the Fullerton 49. Perry going to roll to his left, slips a defender, needs to get rid of it, dumps it off. It's on the ground. It's an incomplete pass, as it was a shovel pass forward that actually hit Samaj Freeman in the helmet. Fullerton thought they had a fumble recovery, but the officials immediately signaling incomplete pass.
Yeah, clearly a shovel pass, something we talked about the other day with the COC offense. But, again, a break there.
Yeah, and it was a shovel pass.
Because, anytime the ball's on the ground, yeah, that's when you dodge. But correct call there. That was a shovel pass.
and you get lucky, and it's a really big break because it leaves you 3rd and 7 instead of 3rd and 14.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of those that's going to work out. And so an ultra important 3rd down here with 5:44 to go. I feel like this is the time you dig deep and you pull out those gotta-have-it type plays. And I know the Cougars have those, having been here in the years. Coach David Banks, Seth Ozoronsky, Coach Ted Acinda. Something's going to be dialed up here, and you can see him talking about it right now.
It's your last chance. You got to go to Jersey Mike's after the game. Do it before the store closes because the food is good. Jersey Mike's has the solution if you're hungry. Try one of their classic mouth-watering subs like the number 13 original Italian. My favorite, the number 7. Yours is the club sub, the number 8, I think. You said the 13. Emery said the number 2. Anybody else want to get in on this? 13 over there. I heard a meatball sub, so just go. Good. Jersey Mike's a sub above. The CVTV Community Media Center is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to bringing hyper-local content to the Santa Clarita Valley. Catch shows like Finding Art, Soundcheck, and Community Corner by tuning into Spectrum Channel 20, AT&T Channel 99, Apple TV, Roku TV, scvtv.com, and join on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well. And you can watch Cougar football Monday night, 7 o'clock, SCVTV, the replay. Make sure you tune in. Get us some viewership on that as well. They're a great local partner for us. We really appreciate them, as well as SoCal College Sports, who is the one providing the production here today. Emery Johnson, our director, is doing a nice job. Mike Nahar upstairs doing the camera work for us upstairs, and I don't remember the name of the camera operator downstairs, so Emery's going to write that down for me. Eric, right? I think. Did I get that right? Eric Chalette as we go here. Cougars with a throw caught by Littleberry across the 30 to the 25, still on his feet, and a Cougar first down. Joshua Littleberry with another big play for COC, and they're in business in the red zone.
Running, sprinting, spinning, and there's that guy again. We've called his name all throughout the night. That has been the go-to weapon for Chaden Perry. And now the Cougars, like we said, get into their red zone offense when it matters the most here. Playbook is open, and
it was just a crossing route on a little bit of a crossing screen play, and Perry just able to get loose and find Littleberry. And the Cougars now with the ball at the 21-yard line of Fullerton, work on 1st and 10. Ja'Kai Torres in the backfield now for the first time today. Perry wants to throw, steps up, throws it, pass, caught. There's a flag in the backfield in an area of a hold, so Jacoby Taylor's first down probably coming back against COC, and I believe it's going to be Samueli Palau that's going to be called for the hold here.
Yeah, big number 77, and he looks dismayed at the call. Again, you don't want to see that here.
Yeah, he kind of wrapped him
up.
Got a step behind. So it takes away a first down. Moves the Cougars outside the red zone.
And stunts the momentum a little bit. So, again, important to regroup here. Hey, mistakes happen. We know that. They're going to come. It's how you respond to them. How do you pick yourself back up? How do you continue to move forward and execute? And that's going to be the key here for College of the Canyons, under 5 minutes to go.
So all the way back to the 40-yard line of COC. They need to get all the way down to the Fullerton 11 for a first down. They gave the penalty to Steven Eakins, but I think that was just a missed call there. As we go back to work, Perry to throw, needs a big one right now on first down. Looking downfield, trying for the end zone, picked off by Kearns, and he's going to return it back to the 20-yard line. Still on his feet to cross the 30 to the 40, still there. Cuts it back across the other side of the field, across midfield to the 45, all the way down to the Cougar 40-yard line.
Well, that's disappointing. If you're College of the Canyons, that is probably the worst case scenario you could have there. Not only the turnover, but the big return now moves the ball over to the Hornet side of the field. And they are in control here, ladies and gentlemen, with 4.5 to go. It'll be up to the Cougars now to respond. I'm not counting them out because they have responded each time here tonight. And 4.5's an eternity. But seemingly the things are slanting into the Hornets' favor right now. And that's a tough break. That's all you can say about it.
Yeah, tried for a big one, had a 1st and forever to try and work. Had 4 downs to try and pick something up, but did not. So now Fullerton will go into an offense with 4:25 on the 40-yard line of COC. Calvin keeps it and can't get around Brian Snoke. Gets a couple of yards, just 3, and it brings up second down, and we'll call it 7, maybe 6.
Another great job, Brian Snoke, being able to make that takedown.
So we go second down and 7. Ball on the 37-yard line. Fullerton taking all the time they possibly can as the clock ticking inside of 12 seconds now on the play clock. Calvin looks back at the sideline, has Green in the backfield next to him, 2 receivers out to the near side. They'll give to Green. He's wrapped up around the neck and brought down. Got back up, but they say he's down. He picks up about 3 yards. That'll bring up third down, and we'll call it about 4.
Didn't see who was on the tackle. I want to say Reggie Jones was in the area.
I think you may be correct on that one.
But again, here we go.
Big 3rd and 4 here. Fullerton can move the chains, keep the clock going, and try and really take this one down. If they can at least get a field goal, it makes it an 8-point game as they lead by 5, 29-24. It's Calvin in the backfield. Tight end in there to help block. They'll give. Green spins. Not going to have the first down. Going to be a yard short. It's going to be 2 yards short as they spot him back at the 32-yard line. And we'll see what Fullerton decides to do here. They went for it in the first half from a similar distance, did not get a first down. I think they're going to go for it again here.
Yeah, no hesitation. They're tightening up the splits and lining up to run or at least come up to the line.
And the Cougars going to call a timeout.
Let's talk about it.
Yep. I think that's a smart timeout from Ted Iacenda and Dan Corbett that time, saying, hey, let's make sure this is a big play right here.
Let them line up, see what they're doing, see what their mindset is, making sure it's not a, a game up there trying to chide somebody off sides. And so, again, this is your chance. You got to come back to the sideline. You got to draw it up. More importantly, Matt, you have to execute on this. This is it. This could be the ball game right here.
Yeah, absolutely. COC gets a turnover on downs. They get the ball back. They got a chance to try and march down the field. Fullerton gets a first down. They can basically sit on it now. Cougars only have 1 timeout left. They can run the ball 3 times, take this one inside of a minute, kick a field goal, make it an 8-point game.
And, it's stressful down on the sidelines. It's stressful in that huddle. But this is what it's all about. You line up, man on man, gap on gap. Who's going to win the battle here? Who's leaving Cougar Stadium with a victory tonight?
So we'll go on a big 4th and 2. Second 4th down of the day for Fullerton. They're 0 for 1 on their previous 4th down. Actually, they're 0 for 2 so far on 4th downs today. And so this brings up a big play. They're going to line up with a big set here. Green is the back in the backfield, I believe, as they'll give it to him. He's going to be stopped short, but bounces off a tackle, tries to get to the outside, reaches for the football, lost it, but I think he's going to have a first down.
We'll see the replay here. It actually went with the full handoff, had some room to run, and like you said, Matt, just bounced it out, stretching for the pylon, or excuse me, the marker.
Has a first down, so Fullerton moves the chains, and now they can kind of sit on the football and just let this run all the way down. As the play clock at 30, the clock inside of 2:20 now, and Fullerton going to take all the time they can to try and run this one out. And that might have been the game right there on the first down as Calvin walks up to the line, still has 18 seconds to work. He stands behind center and is just kind of wait here. He's going to wait down to the 5-second mark. He'll get under center. He'll hand off to Green. Green trying for the edge. Has a big one, enough for a first down, and if that wasn't the ball game, it is now, as Fullerton will be able to run the clock all the way down inside of a minute as they have another first down, and barring a missed handoff or a fumble.
Yeah, Cougars are going to need some help here in this one.
There's a big performance from Tyrell Green Jr. He has been, I would say, the man of the game so far. Over 20 carries on the game, over 77 yards. He hasn't scored. He's worked for every single yard, averaging 3.9 yards per carry, but They have just gone to him. He has been the horse, and he has done the work so far.
You know, and probably what's most impressive, he was not a secret coming into this game. You knew what you were going to get. You knew what the offensive philosophy was going to be. So, again, credit to Fullerton for lining up and being able to execute that and, hey, utilize their best weapon to the Cougars' detriment.
Yep. So 29-24, 148 to go. Fullerton with the ball inside the Cougar 20-yard line down at the 18. And I think 3 handoffs can pretty much seal this one away. 133 to go, or 148, excuse me, to go. So our clock on the board on screen just a little bit off, but I assure you, a little over a minute and a half here. As Calvin will sit under center. Green will be the back of the backfield. They'll run with him, and he's stopped at the line of scrimmage, brought down at the 20. But this will put the clock inside of a minute on the next snap. Or close to it, actually, like a minute and 2 seconds.
And it's got to be now all hands. Punch, club, rip, claw, pull. Do whatever you can to try and jar that football loose and give your team another chance.
Fullerton actually going to put a protector back in the backfield and Jordan Smith just in case there is a fumble.
Taking no chances here.
As Calvin, I think, going to kneel on it here, and he is. So at 105, it'll be 3rd down and 12. Fullerton in victory formation. They're going to have to snap it at least one more time. And that should end the ball game, as that snap will come inside of 40 seconds. So Fullerton going to take a big win. They're going to move to 2-1 on the year. They come on the road to COC. They pull off the upset victory between a pair of top 15 teams. The Cougars with an uncharacteristic early season loss to a non-conference opponent. It'll drop them in the state rankings, but still not the worst possible scenario. You'd like to have a win, but there's still a lot of season left to go. Is this just week 3?
Yeah, a lot of season left, and, you know, you suffer the loss, but you take the positives, which there were many. Again, hats off to a talented and well-coached Fullerton team.
Yep.
They came in and took care of business tonight. And, hey, College of the Canyons, we're back to work on Monday, Matt.
Yeah,
we're coming to the film room. We're going to clean some of these things up. And, again, you build on the positives. There's a lot of football left to go here in this 2022 campaign.
First big road test of the season for COC next week at Palomar on the 24th of September, a 6 p.m. game. That should be a really, really big and really important game for the Cougars. For Fullerton at Allen Hancock next week at a 2 p.m. game. So 2 big games for each of these squads. Fullerton takes it 29-24. They improve to 2-1. COC drops to 2-1. Tough loss for the Cougars. That'll do it for us here on the Cougar Sports Network and SoCalCollegeSports.com. We thank you for joining us. Have a good night, everybody.